Oh. I was.
Bound to happen eventually.
Oh, speakers off there. Yeah, I was. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. There's a game called Hard Space Shipbreakers, and Yeah, I watched a. Oh, you're very quiet. Watched a friend of mine play it earlier, and I wish it was multiplayer. Like seriously.
Yeah. Have I got some horrible background?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. I wonder what that is. It's like a throbbing interference or something.
I'm surprised Crisp doesn't get rid of it. To be honest.
Yeah. We'll try a different USB socket.
But yeah, I was watching him play it, and it would be so good for multiplayer because it's for my mind the perfect co-op game is a game where all goes wrong when someone tries to be just a bit too helpful. Wait, press B1.
SnowRunner has that too.
No, yeah, a little bit I suppose, but like what's that game? Magica. Magica was easy as long as you didn't try and do anything complicated. When you did, it all went wrong brilliantly, but most of the time you didn't need to. But in Hard Space Shipbreakers, you'd be trying harder and harder to get the time down on a thing, and then end up just chucking them a nuclear reactor they didn't realise was on the out or whatever. I still cannot believe how little of the game we've managed. Like of the first area, I'm accepting quests. So I've just got here, Dyson Diesel.
Oh, good. You are finally making sure that we've got all of them.
Okay, that looks like it's doable in this area though. Drilling equipment ×3. We'll
The
find out.
background noise is coming from my wheel being plugged in, which is weird. Like when I put the power supply in for the wheel.
Oh, that is rather
I mean,
odd.
I've been moving cables around.
Up the step.
Okay, I'll go pick up some drilling resources then. We might need more
Is
fuel.
that the 5-unit
I hope not, because I could deliver 3 of them.
special trailer?
No, I don't think so. It's just drilling equipment.
Yeah. Oh no, I remember it now. It's a 4-unit one. The twin sphere does so. That's why you're given the twin sphere for those maps.
Yeah.
It's for that specific mission.
I'm not that. Wait, why is my force feedback so lackadaisical? I'm not too concerned about that. I am concerned about lack of fuel in this area. So it might be worth driving down with a fuel trailer. Oh shit! And it has to be my fuel trailer, doesn't it?
There already is a fuel trailer down there.
Yeah, but we've been using that. Hey, Mr.
Big,
Chick.
big one?
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Wait, you haven't played this game with us before, have you?
A while back.
Ah.
Whether it was this game, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we've been playing this game since the day the game came out. Like this save is from day one, and we're
right.
still
Yeah.
38% of the way through. I think it is. The force feedback is utterly not working. I think I may have to possibly restart.
Oh, no.
Let me do that now for anything does anything. I think it says I had the wrong steering wheel plugged in. So please hold.
It's not going to kick me.
It will, but we haven't gone anywhere, so we won't lose any vehicles yet.
How do I use your vehicles again?
You can just jump in them. They're scattered all over the place.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Pull up the map.
We are currently down in Drummond Island doing stuff that we could possibly do with some fuel. We do have fuel, but it ain't gonna last. And hey, Elite Frontline Gamers, how are you, sir? Or madam? Or other? Is there a polite non-gender specific honorific?
Not this again.
No, I don't know. I don't know of one. Because someone
Polite
is,
one?
yeah, a polite one. Yeah, the equivalent of sir or madam, like extremely polite,
You.
but very
Or
definitely.
you.
No, so that's not polite, is it? Thanks, thanks. They what? Come this way. They? No, not really. Right, you know,
It's
You. Come this way.
you.
You please come this way. Well,
Okay.
that's the way you put it in the
Okay.
sentence, I guess.
So the sentence is, "Sir, can you please stop making a scene?" What is the non-gender specific equivalent to it there?
Gotcha.
Not gotcha. That doesn't work either. Gotcha. Please stop making a scene.
Stop making a scene.
Boy.
Ah, gotcha.
Why am I in Black River?
Well, I mean, you could just say, excuse me.
No, but it's not. It's not. You know what I mean? Like the very polite version. I just can't think of one. There must be one.
Yeah, because, I mean, when you go up to someone or if you say to someone, sir or madam, like you've just met them, like they've just opened the door. You're a door-to-door salesman. They open the door, and you're going to open with "Good morning, sir" or "Good morning, madam." You're going to make that judgment based on what you see in front of you, aren't you?
Yes.
Which could be wrong.
Yes.
So a safer option would be
You.
something else.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. You just avoid it altogether. You just go
Boy.
"Good morning" or "Excuse me" or "Sorry to bother you." Sorry to bother you. I think that's the normal one, isn't it, in that circumstance?
Sorry to bother you. Please stop making a scene.
Yeah.
Henry.
But then, hang on, sorry, Adam. You're talking about where you're sort of asserting yourself. Like, I often think it's weird, like when you watch videos of the police trying to get someone to stop something, and they're calling them sir. You know, so they're like, "Sir, I will shoot you. I will shoot you, sir." It's like that's a bit weird.
Henry, could you please grab the Royal and drive it down to Drummond Island because it's full of fuel. It's in
Okay.
Smithfield Dam.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yes. I mean, in America, yes, it is. It's America that the sir, madam thing, sir, ma'am, it's to show that you are, say, effectively their servant. You know, you are a shopkeeper or a public servant or whatever.
Yeah, but politeness is a bit different in America because people will have a full-on argument with, you know, like, well, no, you do it. Well, I don't agree with you. Have a nice day.
Fuck you, sir. Have a nice day.
Get out of my shop.
You
Right,
and I'll
fine,
see you tomorrow.
I'm going. I'm leaving. Have a nice day. You have a great day. No, you have a great day.
Bitch, I might. Oh, someone parked the Dan just here.
Did you get the fuel tanker to Drummond Island, correct?
Island Lake.
Or
Island Lake, sorry.
I've got the answer. It's fellow human.
Fellow human, please stop making a scene.
Assuming you are
Whereabouts?
human.
well, it's the bottom right then. Sorry.
Sorry, whereabouts in this place, it doesn't really matter. Like, once you're here, it's fine, it's close enough. But it's just that we do have a finite amount of fuel, and there's still quite a lot of quests here. And now I have
Whereabouts?
to
Sorry.
take it to Island Lake,
So okay, right, fine.
which is south
Hang on.
of, just south.
Okay. That's through the gateway, correct?
It's through one of the gateways.
I mean, sorry, is the gateway to Island Lake? Okay, fine.
Island Lake is through the gateway to Island Lake, yes. It's quite hard to
Makes sense.
do a U-turn with a trailer, isn't it?
Yes.
This is a big trailer too.
Unless you've got a lot of room.
Yeah.
Or you've got winch points.
Nah.
I'm in the Dan. You want me to come out?
Nah. I'm not sure yet.
And, detach the trailer, turn around, and then winch the back end to you.
That sounds like quitter talk.
It's like efficient talk.
You advise me of the best way to go down? Is it to the right?
Well,
Oil
you
barrels
see that. So
Over the dam.
there are 3 possible main routes, and opinion varies. I like the one down to the right. You should be careful. There's quite a nasty bit that is a little tricksy in that way. But that's the way I go. I go down the right. Other people have different opinions, but they aren't necessarily correct. Are they, Tad?
Let's try that.
Being efficient.
Yeah, I really wish that they had written up an article on how they've done their friction model. 'Cause I've been looking at that today, and I'm pretty sure they cheat. So I'm pretty sure when you put it into differential, the tyres get stickier. Into low diff. I'm pretty sure it's not just purely calculating slip. Like, I'm about 90% sure. Which is an interesting way of doing it, because working out friction parameters is extremely tricksy.
Oh. You're gonna have to send the Pacific back to the base, or the garage. Man,
Why?
it doesn't have its... Oh no, I don't need to worry about that. But it puts the saddle on itself. Excellent. Alright.
No, I'm not. I can do this mission as soon as I turn this trailer around. I'm good on this one. Like, unless you're doing a different mission
Yeah,
for me.
that's one of 3. No,
Ah.
I'm gonna come and help, but you need saddle load vehicles
Well, that's what I've got, I think.
for the twin steer.
Adam, is that the diff you were just wondering about, whether it's real,
Yeah,
real or fake?
Yeah, I'm 90. No, it's actually the gear. So I reckon when you put it in low gear, the tyres get stickier.
Oh, okay.
I also.
So I'm fairly sure the diff does the diff does what it's supposed to do, especially because it affects turning as well.
Yeah, possibly.
And also they visibly lock as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you mean. The low gear, yeah, you get the impression that it's just cheating, which is fine, as we discussed.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's only because I've looked at doing my own physics models. And, like, stuff they're doing, you know, it just doesn't work like that. Like, this is just not how... It's not how physics works. And it's also not how physics engines work. So it's fascinating trying to work out what they've done. And I think I know.
What sort of witchcraft is this?
Ask them in the forums.
Well, they've done some quite interesting articles on their rendering and their mud simulation and stuff, but nothing on the friction, because it's a bit too nerdy. Plus, one of the things I was thinking about doing is doing some little vlogs on the lighting and rendering and physics that I'm planning on using as part of the potential Kickstarter.
Live stream it. People show up in droves to those.
Yeah, but what I want to do is I probably want to do like a fairly short, like a stream, and then use that to develop a half-hour or 10-minute script, and then do a video from that. Like some people will join into a live stream, but some people would much rather a 5-minute video.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, I think quite soon Shag's going to get more videos on the highlights of our stream than on the actual stream. Which is fine, because obviously my stream has all the fun, but his stream is much more... Oh, shit. His stream is much more condensed.
If he makes it big, he can just send it back to you with Patreon.
Don't think he's going to be making it big. This is the thing, it so rarely happens, but it's kind of happening to a guy I know from the arcade. He's now up to 700 subscribers a month. Subscribers.
Wow.
And I was like, what? Like, he only started a couple of months ago. I mean, it helps that he's young and handsome and extremely photogenic and very personable and funny and all that shit. But, you know.
You're not better.
I mean, you can address some of those things, but it's the funny bit that's going to be tricky.
Well, I can dress some of them with an Instagram filter, maybe.
Turn yourself into a new HoloLive character. It's weird.
I have a truck. Want anything doing with it?
I don't know. I'm currently... I could really do with another... Like, none of you are even in this zone, I don't think. I'm really struggling to turn this trailer around. So, like, if anyone is...
Where are you?
Island Lake.
Island Lake. Oh, we have to go to a thing tonight, don't we?
There's a vehicle here. Like, if you can... Like, I could just do with another
Oh,
vehicle.
fuck it.
Don't roll it, Henry.
Rolled over.
Did you roll it down the mountain or just after the mountain?
In the...
When was
after mountain. Whereabouts am I?
Let's have a look.
By the farm.
By the farm?
Oh, there's some building here that I've just...
I've never rolled it there. Well, is anyone closer to Henry? Because someone help Henry. And you and then Henry can come along. Because I will probably be out of fuel by the time Henry gets here. Now, see, if I was Tesla, I would pay them to put in the new Tesla truck. But what's it called? Is it just called the Semi?
Cybertruck?
No, not the Cybertruck, the actual truck.
What, the actual truck?
The Semi. I just think it's called the Semi.
Is making a semi?
Yes.
Ooh,
So,
fancy.
well, so again, I said I've got some Tesla-owning friends, and because of that, they comment on stuff, and because of that, Facebook think I'm obsessed with electric cars. Anyway, so Tesla have just announced that they are doing a bunch of the semis converted for logging work, and you get all the people going, "Oh, logging work's hard work and shit breaks," and people are like, "Yes, the stuff that breaks are things like the brakes and the differentials and the transfer cases and all this stuff, the stuff that you don't get on electric vehicles." More importantly, the sun has grown these trees at the top of tall mountains. I'm paraphrasing very slightly here. And that has effectively created trees with a lot of potential energy. So what happens is you drive up the mountain, pick up the trees, and then you freewheel all the way down, charging the battery from the tree's extra mass. So people are going to, "Oh, you couldn't run it all day," but it's like, it looks like actually you'll never need to recharge these trucks. They won't need charge. Maybe a bit, but pretty much the trees are supplying free energy, which I think is brilliant.
Very clever.
But the sheer unbelievable... Done.
I was going to say I've seen a lot more Teslas on my commute every day now.
Yes, I see. I saw 3 Teslas yesterday. I see more Teslas than Imprezas, and than Subarus. But yeah, the
I
sheer...
don't see any Teslas. Actually, yes, having said that, the neighbours have one. Damn it.
But yeah, the sheer amount of people who are just so anti-electric is weird.
Why?
Like-
What's their reason?
Oh, the reason's always the same thing. I need to drive... Some people need to drive 2,000 miles in a day. Like, yeah, well...
Oh, it's bollocks, isn't
yeah.
it? It's the worst possible argument.
Well, someone said they won't buy a motorbike until it could do 300 miles without stopping. Because blah, 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 blah. I'm like, 300 miles without stopping, let's assume you're sticking within the speed limit, is just over 4 hours. The highway code very specifically says you should take breaks. And so what you've said is, I know better than the highway code. They should make vehicles so you can literally ignore that. But yeah, it is bollocks. I've ridden my motorbike a long distance, and after about 2 hours, all I want to do is stop, take my gear off, and sit down and ache. Okay, that's fine.
Yep.
And the other thing is, it's electric cars have seriously one disadvantage. There's only one, and that's you can't refuel them as quickly. There you go. Everything else, well, they're a bit more expensive as the initial purchase, but everything else is 100% in the favour of the.
Yeah, like if you get if there's a car that has an electric model and a traditional model, and the electric model's several grand more expensive, it can take quite a while to pay for that increase in price, in purchase price.
Probably shortly after it comes out of its warranty, surely.
But I know people who say they'd like an electric car, but they live in apartments or something, and they just don't have a way they can charge at home. And really, electric vehicles come into their own when you can charge them at home.
Yes.
The infrastructure is just not. It gives you anxiety. Like if you're doing a trip and you need to charge, and you'll plot it, you'll get there and it's full, or it's iced, or it's just not working. That's quite frustrating. It needs to get better.
I used to weekly contact my local ASDA going, this electric pump's been iced. And I'm like, if you're not patrolling it, can I fucking park there? Because it's ever so close. And it really annoyed me. Like there's no, and they just don't, they don't bother because it's, oh wow. It's not done by ASDA. ASDA don't care. It's done by, are they Parking Eye or whoever. They don't care either. Like the car park's not managed by ASDA. Like it's another company doing it. But yeah, it always annoyed me when that happened. Because they obviously want the advantage of being able to park close.
It's so selfish, isn't it?
Yep. I mean, to be fair, as a biker, I will, because I mean, partly it helps I'm in armour, and obviously I've got the hard man biker image, and no one can see my actual face. But I've had people, I mean, I'm there either getting off my bike, and someone pulls my bike, and I go like, that's a nice bike, mate. Didn't know they came with fucking 4 wheels. And nearly always they'll go, oh, I didn't notice. Like fuck, you didn't notice it was a bike parking bay. But yeah, thankfully there I do have the generic hard man biker image to fall back on. But again, that surprises me that people will just park in bike bays. Normally, it means you're going to take up about 3 bikes parking, or 6 bikes parking. Okay, I'm coming back towards you, Si. I am now down to a third of a tank. What happened to Henry? Is he back on 4 wheels?
I'm trying to get it back on the 4 wheels. I've got another vehicle there, but it's not wanting to turn over.
When you get to the T-junction, Adam, are you turning left or right?
I am turning left, so I'm the opposite side to you.
That's cool. So just stop at the T-junction and fuel you up.
Ooh. Wow, this is a very top-heavy piece of equipment.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I am curious, again, talking about fake friction models, because they've got slippy, like the mud's slippy in this, but it's not like ice. So if you take, it's hard to gain traction, but easy to lose it. It's easy to lose momentum and hard to gain it. And I'm quite curious how they have actually implemented that traction model. And oh my lord.
You don't want to just pull the code up and look.
Well, firstly,
You don't even know where to start.
I mean, I could do, but that's not legal. Clean room engineering, I can look at their game and decipher how it's done and copy it. That's fine. Actually looking at the source code is naughty. For this reason, although it's freely available, I have never looked at the Minecraft source code. I will read quote-unquote scholarly articles on how they've implemented something, but never the actual source code, because I am running the risk if I get a massively successful game and they go, well, how do you work it out? I looked at the source code. It's like,
What are they going to do?
Take me to court and take every penny I ever earn?
Maybe I should leave
But you
myself
didn't
something.
copy their code.
Yeah.
You?
It depends if it's publicly available information. Si, can you help me keep this upright? I'm a bit concerned it's going to tilt. Can you provide some stabilizing
Yeah.
force?
Just before that, I've pretty much emptied my fuel tank. Should I hold some back?
There
Or
is
should I just head to the garage after this?
but there are fuel tankers around on this level. Let me put some back in you. But there are
Reset back to the base.
you can't, but I can reset you back to the base.
That might be easier.
Uh,
I'm trying to rewrite it, but it's just going the wrong way.
you're pulling it the
So-
wrong way. Okay.
Well, not that I'm pulling
Really?
it,
Wait, you can't write it with the bandit. Bandit's a beast.
No. Well, I'm as I pull, it just slides rather than wanting to roll.
Okay. There you go. It has been respotted.
Shall I leave this one here, or
Yeah,
put it?
just leave it there. I mean, maybe park it by the side of the road.
Yeah.
That was some
Thank you.
scary physics as I re. But yeah, I think I can probably go a little bit wider than I did here, though. So let me try and pull across the right-hand side of the road to make my turning circle a bit. Wrong button! Brake!
Oh,
That's
dear.
not braking! No!
Oopsie.
So I pressed brake, but that means reverse because I'm in automatic. Wrong game.
No.
We haven't got anything with a crane on this level,
Yeah.
have we?
Do you know what? I was looking at the in the Discord for SnowRunner, and there's a suggestions channel, and every sort of 10th suggestion is someone going, "Can you please make it optional that brake is also reverse?" Because I keep reversing down hills when I just want to stop on them. You know.
Yeah, well, there is a handbrake button, which is probably what I should have jabbed there. But yeah. Yeah, because the problem is if you're in low gear, then you have to manually select reverse and a brake separately.
Yeah,
And then
if
they
you're
work.
in reverse, you press the brake pedal to stop reversing as well.
Yeah.
So it's a bit too much overloading of one button.
Yes, context sensitive is good, but only when you're not likely to be mentally in the wrong context.
Yeah. life.
It is. It is. Have you ever tried swapping your feet over and using the opposite pedals? It's really hard.
Stopping what?
You know, using your left foot and your right foot. It's very hard.
I did something like that once and then ended up trying to use my clutch or push the clutch in with the wrong foot on the right pedal, which was intriguing.
Well, as I mentioned before, I've been run over by someone who said that they just pressed the accelerator when they meant to press the brake as they were driving towards me.
We had somebody go through a Little Caesars in front of their store because of that.
Oh yeah, that's because in America you only got 2 pedals. So I have done the similar thing, Henry, on when I've gone from the Impreza to the Smart. I've come to my first junction, and when you put your foot down the clutch, you don't do it slowly. You slam your foot down all the way on the clutch.
No, exactly. Yeah.
And I slam my foot all the way down the brake, and the car just screeches out, and I'm like, oh yeah, wrong car.
The language their defence used was that they were surprised that I was walking in front of the car, and in the agony of the moment, panicked and pressed the
Agony.
Apparently, I'd intimidated the driver, being a pedestrian outside of his steel box surrounding him.
Wow. I mean, it might have been a mistake. It is a thing that happens, but usually it's when people they are in cruise control, they haven't been paying attention. If your foot's over the accelerator, it should be fairly obvious how to get to the other pedal. It's only when you aren't not currently paying much attention. I'm stuck. Can someone give me a? I think just is there anything smaller on this level, just to give me a bit more of a? Just in the mud. Just
Sorry.
Wasn't paying attention. Have you gone down there? Oh, they are. Yeah,
I have.
I'm on my way.
I mean, I might get free for you get here, but I think it's equally likely I'll just run out of fuel. But yeah, I suspect they've not physically modelled the mud either. I believe the mud is a like a density map, so it's pushing the wheels backwards and forwards. That's it. Yep. Bit low tech, but it works.
I like this game so much. I'm almost tempted to buy a PC just to play it, but you know, that's a bit silly.
I mean, I was chatting with Todd about, the quote-unquote clone we're planning on making, and he goes, oh, it doesn't really feel like it's a game that appealed to me. And I was like, yeah, nor me. Until I played it and went, this is great.
Oh yeah, so can you explain it to me? This is the one that you've been sharing clips of with the landing spaceships, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so now that I've seen sort of the visuals of the trailer at least, just explain the basic concepts again.
So the basic concept is, so I've pinched the shift idea from hard space. So you play the game and you say, I want to play for an hour or 2 hours. So you get a finite time period to play in. And at that point, one person will then become the commander, and the commander can see all the incoming ship deliveries, and everyone else becomes a driver. So that the commander can then say, all right, on docking platform C, a bunch of steel is coming in. Can we get that to refinery B? And then the drivers will then do that. And the commander should hopefully be able to help organise them and push them in. Basic driving is much the same as SnowRunner, only probably nowhere near as good. Set in space. And I say that's it, but that's easily 6 months' work that I've just summed up quite quickly there. So So SnowRunner in space, but with an ATC sort of equivalent, helping you organise yourself, and without a 4-player limit. That's a definite one, and VR and motion platform support.
Ooh. I would say ambitious, but I know it's not.
But it's not SnowRunner I'm trying to ape. It's
VR and
It's Spin Tires. It's Mud Runner, because I've been looking at those going, what we played. So as far as I can tell, Spin Tires came out and was a game, but not much more than a tech demo. And I'm not being mean, it genuinely wasn't. The reason Mud Runner exists is Uvi, the publisher, refused to pay Saber, so they quickly shoved out another game. Basically a bunch of new maps and vehicles for the Spin Tires engine. Hello. Wait. I need to take this now as broadly as I can.
Adam, I've been trying to do something.
I've picked up some cargo, by the way.
No, you're too small for this.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I've been trying out the Windows Mixed Reality Toolkit for Unity, just
Uh-huh.
out of curiosity to see if it was any better than the other options. Turns out,
Yeah.
they don't support 2020 onwards, but it doesn't say on the website unless you click specifically on the link that says about 2020.
Nice.
It's about halfway down the page.
No, Schalke, what happened is the publisher refused to pay them. They were like, oh, we haven't made very much money. Oh, we've seen how much you made. It wasn't that much.
What's this about?
Spin tyres. It's still ongoing. Uvi, who are British, still refuse to pay them because they say they haven't made the money and they think they have. Which are the idiots, because SnowRunner is done so much better. But MudRunner was more or less a reskin of spin tyres with some improvements, just so they could throw off the shackles of their publisher.
Has there been anything else about the Epic Games thing, actually, as well?
No, we had all the interesting news early on. I mean, none of it's a surprise. Sony charged for crossplay in the sense that if another platform makes more money on crossplay, Sony pocket the difference. Holy shit. Microsoft don't make money on consoles, everybody knew that. And how much Epic have paid on games, which everyone's been going, oh, look how much money they're losing, look how much money they're losing. But I saw a quite good breakdown of their UAC, so that's user acquisition cost, and it's really low. Like, it's way lower than mobile games. Because the difference is, when you get hold of a new user on Steam, they buy 50 quid games. And that's very different to then buying a 99p piece of IAP.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they are doing extremely well.
Shocking.
Well, no, it's the thing is, everyone these days loves Steam and have been very, very defensive of it. In no small part, I think, because Origin was shit and Uplay was shit and so on.
Battle.net wasn't great either.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, I'm old enough to remember, and I quote somebody else here, when Steam was the annoying DRM that shipped with Counter-Strike and Half-Life. Because it was. Everyone fucking hated it. I've got to run a launcher to run a game. Why have I got to do this? Now everybody loves that. But, you know, that's classic Stockholm Syndrome, that is.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
I guess the difference is nowadays when people come out with a new launcher, people want it to be better, I guess, because stores nowadays are a bit...
Well, sort of. Have you seen some of the comments about why the Epic one isn't as good? They're like, oh, it doesn't have user reviews. This is a good thing. It doesn't have emoticons or backgrounds or forums. I'm like, dude, none of these things made Steam
good thing.
like, oh no, I really miss having well, they're not commutators. What are they called? Curators.
Curators.
Yeah.
Curators are very
Sounds like you're having a lot of
I mean,
fun with them.
I do use reviews, I guess, sometimes.
The problem I have is the reviews work. So, name a game where you've used the review on. Anything. Say Hades, right. Now name a game you've used the review on that shipped less than 10,000 copies. So every time Fortress Craft goes into a sale, we drop from like 90+% to about 30% rating. Because a couple of negative reviews drop our recent scores massively, and then we pop back up because it doesn't work. It only works with a certain amount. Jake, now what you're hearing probably is my steering wheel, so I'm playing this on a force feedback steering wheel, and I'm fighting my force feedback steering wheel.
But does that mean you don't want a review system, or just Steam's review system is bad?
Steam's review system is bad. As I said many times, Steam asks the wrong question. Not, would you recommend this game? I would not recommend Kerbal. It is, did you get your value for money from this game? Yes. I got my value for money from Heave Ho. I might struggle to recommend it to people, but for whatever it was, £7, yeah, absolutely, totally got my money's worth.
Honestly, sometimes I just love, as bad as they are for that system, I kind of enjoy the ones that are like, Dota 2, how many hours have you played? 25,000. Do you recommend it? No.
Yeah, well now they've changed it. So if you do a negative review, they now list how many extra hours you've put in since your negative review, and I love it. Do not recommend this game.
Nice.
Played at time 800 hours, now played 1,500 hours. Like, you don't recommend it, I did 700 more hours.
I don't think that's necessarily, like, I don't blame people for wanting reviews on Epic. I just reckon they'd have to do them well, rather than Steam, the way
Yeah.
Steam's done.
Conversely, I mean, I know Epic's been out at least a year because we bought SnowRunner on Epic. I am thoroughly disappointed you still cannot trivially move your saves around. So I can't back up my save folder and re-extract it.
What, for SnowRunner?
Any game.
Oh, well, SnowRunner, you definitely can.
No. What I mean is,
Epic.
all right, you reformat your hard drive, but before you reformat, make a backup of SnowRunner's data files and re-extract them. You can. It's a huge pain in the ass. Not the save files, the data files, so you don't have to download 40 gigs again.
Yeah.
I can
It's-
assure you it's very easy because I've done it multiple times. I'm running SnowRunner VM, and a couple of times since we started playing, I've just blatted it, created a new one. And
How?
But you've got to do things in a different order to how you do it in Steam.
Well, in Steam, I just say, here's my save folder. It goes, all right, then, brilliant, done.
Yeah. So what you do with Epic is you start the download, and once it's got like 1% or whatever, then you quit Epic. You put the files back in place, and then and then the next time you launch it, it says something like locating existing files or something, verifies them, and is installed.
When I had to do it last, and it was a while ago, I will admit, I had to edit a manifest file to point it at the right named thing because it changed the manifest ideal.
Well, ironically, I have a hell of a time doing the same sort of thing with Steam. Like half the time it goes, no, I'm going to download it again from scratch, because Steam does this thing where it has a downloading folder, doesn't it, within the Steam apps folder. And
Yeah.
if it decides that you need to download it, downloads a complete copy to that, and then finally moves it into its final place in Steam Apps Common.
Gotcha.
But yeah, quite often, I can't convince it that I've already got it.
So, I say in Steam, as long as you've just got the whole data file, you should just be able to say, here is my save folder, and it goes, all right, then, brilliant. Jake, I am running on a 10900K overclocked to 5.2 gigahertz. It is a 3080 GTX at stock. I've got 32 gigs of fast RAM. I've got, I don't even know how much hard drive space I've got. 30 terabytes? 30 terabytes on tap, something like that. The steering wheel is a Driving Force Pro on this rig. On my other driving rig, I've got a G29. That's on the motion platform. Yeah, but he didn't ask you. So I use a different setup for Wreckfest on the motion
We'll
platform.
laugh at you though.
But, Adam, I guess sort of to play devil's advocate, I do actually use the Steam forums.
Yeah, so the Steam forums have pretty much destroyed any concept of a per game forum. And I've said this, and it's something I've already mentioned to Ari. I'm like, no one gives a shit about your website at all. All anyone cares about is the Steam forum.
Yeah, that's the nature of digital stores. I was just going to say, you said about Stockholm Syndrome. I think another reason for affection for Steam, though, is because it gives you consistency and, it's pretty reliable, downloading, patching, getting refunds, all that kind of instruction. Not all those extraneous features that you were talking about. They're absolutely just loads. But the actual core function works quite well, so I think that's why there's affection for it as well.
Can you tug me to the right, Tad? Like, Tad the back of it to the right. I'm not stuck, the trailer is.
Part of it's also obviously.
No, you look pretty stuck.
If you pull the trailer across the middle.
All my games are already there, kind of thing, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. But I mean, as people said to me, oh, you've got SnowRunner on Epic, and I'm like, yes, because I'm a grown-up. I don't care what digital storefront I pick up my game from. I wanted to play SnowRunner. I bought Borderlands on Epic because I'm not waiting a year just because I don't want to click on a different launcher. What is going on?
Honestly, I'm kind of glad I did wait, not because of the Steam Epic thing, but I just didn't simply bother to buy it at that point. I'm kind of glad I didn't buy it on release.
Is this Borderlands 3?
Yeah, I don't feel like I would have paid the full price for that.
I
don't think it was that good.
I, on the other hand, am super pissed I paid full price for it. Because... So,
I'm glad I didn't.
No, so I paid full price and I bought the season pass. I bought 2 copies, and it's something like 95 quid a copy. It is expensive. So for that, I get the game a year early, and I get all the DLC. I expected to get the game on day 1, and about every 3 months over the next year to get the 4 major content patches. Did I fuck? I got 1. And the Steam launch was exactly a year later, and the second bit of DLC arrived on the day of the Steam launch, and the Steam launch was like fucking 50% off. And I'm like, but I paid for the exclusivity. I'm happy to pay for the exclusivity, the early access, that I get it first. What I actually did was give you a whole bunch of money, and I got fuck all for it. So yeah, I was very angry when they actually came out on Steam in the end.
game is this?
Borderlands 3.
That's three.
Oh.
Because I guess the gunplay at the game wasn't bad, but like I was hoping for more. I guess.
No, the game's great. My only complaint about Borderlands as a game is the bad guys are. It's a bit too, how can I put it, on the nose. Haha, the bad guys are YouTubers. You hate them. Let's kill them. Brilliant.
It just felt like they tried to ram as many epic meme moments in as possible. Here's a reference to that funny meme.
Not really. I can't name any. Whereas Borderlands 2 was meme central. I'm down to about 4 minutes of fuel now, by the way, just so you guys are fully aware.
I'm trying.
I guess by devil's advocate, I guess they did have to follow up on Handsome Jack, and that's probably.
Yeah, but they did a terrible job of it. Too annoying. So Handsome Jack, I hated by about 3 minutes into the game. I wanted to kill him. Whereas the two YouTubers, I'm like, well, they're annoying.
You do.
Yeah, but like the YouTubers are annoying. That's it. They were just like.
Played Borderlands 3.
So Borderlands 3, basically, there are two YouTubers, content creators with superpowers, and that's it. That's it. They're just annoying
Siren
YouTube
superpowers?
Yeah, yeah. One's a siren. Fine, whatever. It's not really relevant. The point is, their shtick is they're annoying. They're annoying, childish, self-absorbed YouTubers. I'm like, haha, how on the nose you are. Fill me up, Henry.
Yeah, one's like a siren and one's like an anti-siren.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's a bit weird.
Whereas Handsome Jack was genuinely an evil person, which they then, fuck them, made me feel bad for in the pre-sequel.
Which was great.
Yes, and I'm like, I don't want to feel. But yeah, I mean, Handsome Jack wanted you dead, and you explain why, and he was a thoroughly nasty person. And by the end of the first Bandit house, Ice Shelf, you already really understood why he was bad, what he was doing, and that was great.
Why he needed to die.
Yeah, and you know, he was genuinely, to my mind, one of the best written bad guys in gaming. He was absolutely brilliant. Whereas Borderlands 3 was a letdown. And I can't even remember who the bad guys were in Borderlands TPS. I can't remember the story. TPS was really good, by the way. For all people who go, oh, we hate it, it was really good. But only because I'm British and I like Australian things because I grew up on Neighbours. Americans don't have this lovely affinity for Australian stuff. I didn't get it. And I think a lot of the Americans would have even got it. Like, you know, Waltzing Matilda references and Swagman Billy Bob and all that sort of stuff. It's just going to go whoosh.
I mean, wasn't the plot like you're working for Jack and trying to like overtake Hyperion?
No, Jack was one of the characters you could play. It was during Jack's takeover of Hyperion.
Jack wasn't a Harry play. He plays his doppelganger.
Yeah, but yeah, this is whilst Jack was. Yeah, you helped Jack come to rise. And I've said this before, and I will always stick by this. The best piece of DLC for Borderlands is in TPS, and it is Claptrap's Claptastic Voyage.
Okay,
it is so good. Claptrap's Robot Revenge is also excellent. Island Dr. Z is great. The TPS ones have been alright. They've been trying a bit hard. Like the one with the cowboys was quite good, but yeah. Oh, this is a big puddle.
Tina's an RPG adventure one
Yep.
was still amazing.
Well, did you play it on a harder difficulty tab?
It had Mr. Torg. It wins.
Yeah, but the Mr. Torg one was also good. But yeah, the bosses in Tiny Tina's were just bullet sponges. And on a keyboard and mouse, they're alright. But a moving boss that's a bullet sponge on a joypad with no auto-aim, what are you thinking? Are you coming back, Awasai?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't hand in this quest then.
One on this. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm afraid, Jay, if you're watching, you're too slow. Who's Urquan? He sounds like a character out of a religious text.
Character? What are you saying about religious texts?
They're full of characters. Are they not? Does a character have to be fictional? Oh, Jay, what's wrong? Have you had your vaccination, or are you just?
How long ago did my mic cut out? Because it just stopped working for some reason.
Oh, I wonder what that funny noise that disappeared was.
Haha.
Haha.
I quite like TPS though, because like it felt like the skill trees of the characters, like they sort of changed a bit over time visually, which is really nice.
Yes.
More so than the other games. Like you play Wilhelm and you start off as a human, and then it's like,
Yeah. Conversely, Borderlands 3, that skill tree, I never want to touch it. I don't want to go near the skill tree. Setting it up is such a clusterfuck. I'm like, I think I've got the best one. I'm just not touching it. Whereas Diablo, for all the people complaining the Path of Exile versus Diablo, with Diablo, I'm quite happy to wade in and fiddle with my character build. The synergies are simple enough for me to figure out. And I said, so many people, they go on and on about complexity in these games, and they're like, what build do you use? And they just link me an Icy Veins thing. I'm like, right, but what you've done there is you've demanded a game have complexity, and then got somebody else to work out what to do for you.
No, I've noticed this in card games recently as well, like Hearthstone and the League one recently. It's like, I want deck building, and I want to be able to customize it, make my own deck, and then they go in and they download someone else's deck list.
Yeah, I want it to be complicated, but somebody else has worked it out for me, yes.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciate like trying to do the best thing possible, but like, I don't know, when it's the same people that complain about like not enough complexity, it's quite fun.
Yeah. Jay, I hope you haven't been overdoing it with Farm Sim. Well, it was pretty hectic, Farm Sim, I tell you, man. My favourite bit about Farm Sim yesterday, genuinely, was lining up the harvester with cruise control and taking my hands and feet off all of the controls and just sitting there until the end of the row. I quite like that. After the nightmarish holding my breath of heave-ho.
It looked like you were having fun.
Oh no, it was great fun, but it's stressful fun. The SnowRunner is at the low end. Farming Sim, I'm not even sure Farming Sim is fun, but I'm not sure I would describe Solitaire as fun. It's diverting, it's entertaining, it's popular, but fun is you know, if it's fun, then you know it's a very different type of fun to roller coasters or heroin or murdering a tramp or something. You know, these are all fun in their own ways, but not the same as Solitaire. I rest my case.
Okay. There's something you want to tell us.
No, I'm just listing different things that different people find fun.
Uh-huh. You're watching Dexter again,
Telling
aren't you?
people in their sleep.
Can I have some more fuel, please, Henry? That's 70 litres I just burned.
Nice.
Unless you're not there, in which case I will attempt to steal it. I can't.
Are you going to hand in that quest?
I am about to. I don't think Henry's AFK, so I will just blibble past. Yeah, I'm on my way, but I've got a lot of fuel, a lot of cargo.
Where are you now, by the way?
A couple of 100 metres out.
So, oh yeah, Island Lake still. Right.
You'll just blibble past.
Just blibble past him. I just blibbled past him. But yeah, I at some point I was enjoying the concept of the sub-commander game. The problem was the commander bit was going to be brilliant, and the removal of the autonomy of the players was pretty good. The problem was the actual driving around and pulling up resources wasn't very engaging or fun. So I'm probably going to go with this game instead, because if I say go from A to B, you don't just point it at it and go. You actually have to achieve that. I mean, it's quite difficult. You've got to be paying attention most of the time.
The one that you've been posting.
Yeah, so I'll probably upload a snapshot build with one of the tracks. I've got a level now where freighters come, they drop off the stuff, that all works, and you can drive up to and the freighters offload their resources, and eventually, hopefully, there'll be a cool-looking crane or something. But then you pick up the resources, put it on your truck, and take it somewhere and repeat. There's only one pick-up destination, only one drop-off destination, but the tech works.
But is it fun?
Well, if you think SnowRunner's fun, you'll probably think this is fun. I mean, again, I'd be hard-pressed to say if SnowRunner's fun. Like, it's just the wrong word. I'm sitting here winching a truck out of a fucking sinkhole. Is that fun? Like, normally, computer games let you be or do something that you couldn't do in reality, but it's generally something you want to do, as a rule. Whereas in this...
So you want to win something out of a hole?
No, I don't. That's my point. In this game, it lets me live out my dream of doing something I've never, ever, ever in my life wanted to do. On the other hand, Red Dead Redemption 2 allowed me to live out my lifelong dream of being a cowboy that I didn't know I had until I got Red Dead Redemption and started to go around going, apparently I've always wanted to be a cowboy, I just didn't know it until now.
When can we talk about Invincible?
Monday. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow. I have one episode left. So
I'm on episode 5.
So,
6, I think.
I am going to put out my prediction, and I genuinely know nothing about the finish. I think, and feel free not to tell me, I think Omni-Man had to do what he did in order, in a good way. Like, he did it for the greater good in some way. You know, the whatever they're called, the Vitruvians were going to destroy the Earth if the god, something like that. I don't know. Something along those lines. That's my gut feeling, is that he's not a bad guy, but we think he is. And I can't wait.
It's very good. It just reminded me of it when you said about Wood and Drink, because that's, if I just saw the trailer for that, or even the cover art thing, I would have completely passed it by. I only watched it because you recommended it. And,
yeah.
Even sort of, well, I think fairly quickly I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
I thought the animation was good. I think that there's a distinct moment when I was like, oh yeah, I can watch this, and it was just a particular framing of a shot where a character like ran. I almost screenshotted it. It was so good. Like a character just came at the camera and leaned over it, and the bloody music's drowning me out.
I thought you were going to say it's the after credits scene in episode 1. That was
got to be promoted as well, right? Yeah, so a character comes towards the camera. They sort of lean on something out of shot that's sort of behind the camera, and the lighting on them changes as if they're sort of shaded by the camera. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's just like that attention to detail, especially considering the frame rate, for want of a better word, is often quite low, and they just still convey such brilliant movement. I mean, I know that I realise this is just good animation 101, but I kind of get it now, whereas I've always just sort of looked at that sort of stuff and gone, yeah, not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of it I saw, I was like, oh, that was really good, and then sometimes I'd look at it and be like, it doesn't look so good.
Well, that's how I felt for the first 15 minutes. I was like, I can draw better than this.
I feel a bit weird watching, I say, new cartoons. I feel this about Rick and Morty. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Rick and Morty. I think it's brilliant, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I am not a rabid fan by any means, but I feel a bit weird essentially watching what feels like I'm watching a Flash animation, because that's how what Boomtoon Studio looks like. It looks like Flash.
Yeah, there's a lot of stylized stuff now, isn't there?
Yeah, so Brett, he watched the episode 1 with his family, but didn't watch the after credits scene.
Because they wanted to watch the football. As soon as the credits came on, we switched it. So we didn't realise
I was going to say, bloody hell, you must have been very fast on the remote, because the credits before the post credits is like half a second.
No, it's 3 screens.
3 or 4.
Yeah. But yeah, I nearly turned it off. I was like, oh, that was pretty good. You know, I will see how it goes. Then I watched the end credits and I was like, holy fuck. Because I only watched it because I had a whole bunch of people recommend it to me off and on. And then I saw the meme doing the rounds. So there's a meme and they tweeted. And the tweet was brilliant because it said, it said, announce season 2, you cowards. Aha, we're announcing season 2 and 3. And someone replies with, have you got a source for this? And they went, us?
Well, I look forward to hearing your thoughts after you've watched it then.
Well,
Keep them to the stream.
My hope, my thoughts, my feeling is that Omni-Man is a good guy and that he has been portrayed, because he seems to be doing a very good job at the minute of refusing to explain when he could. And that is, that sort of thing that you in real life, you just go, yeah, but it's because otherwise if he explains, it's like Daredevil. All he had to do, you killed my father. No, you didn't. Yes, you did. No, it wasn't me. It was this guy. It was this Irish guy called Bullseye. Can you prove it? Yes, I can. Oh, but then they don't fight, so that means the film doesn't happen.
Yeah. But that's a TV trope that drives me nuts, and it's used too much. Like you mentioned, Neighbours. I loved Neighbours years ago. I used to watch it religiously, but quite often they've used that as a device. The whole idea was to get you sort of screaming at the TV set, just tell them. Oh my God, just tell them. But it's like I resent that because it's not realistic. Like in real life, you totally would just tell them.
Yeah. You have to just trust me, or or something like, I need to tell you something. The other person immediately starts to rant at them. I need to tell you something. I can't believe you've been out. Where have you been? I was like, well, I've been trying to tell you. Or, the thing is that you what? It's like I'm literally in the middle of the sentence explaining. Shut up, stupid character. Jay, if Farming Simulator is too much for you, you should be using the knob.
Sorry.
The knob. The thing where comes the knob.
Yeah, switch off your computer and just use the knob.
So, Sai, you can actually answer me a question. So if you are watching Invincible and you haven't watched the first couple of episodes, just switch off. Just stop listening for a minute. So the bit where he goes to Mars was very good. I enjoyed that. And at the end of it, is that retouched upon, by the way, or did I just in the last episode did I just misunderstand it?
So when you say the end of it,
So I believe at the end of the Martian episode, there was a human with an infection left on Mars and a doppelganger. And this was like 5 episodes ago. Or I misunderstood it and I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well, actually. What?
right, the person that adjusts their badge on their sleeve.
Yes, is an alien, or is a doppelganger, or is a Martian, or is a parasite, or something. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're joking me.
Well, because there was one parasite on Mars that took over a human and they got fucked. And
Yeah.
then there's another one that's on like the badge of the person coming back.
I think so, but then
At least that's what I got from it. Why else would like the
Yeah.
American flag on his outfit move?
yeah, but I don't know whether or not I actually missed. I misunderstood that, or whether we'll just come back to it in a future series or something. Like I don't know. I was just like, oh, cool. Oh, cool. We could be fighting it. Oh, right. We're not talking about that. Oh, all right then. Fine.
Yeah, I'm failing to remember. No, I know exactly the bit you mean, and I'd forgotten that they didn't return to it. So I think maybe they didn't return to it.
Yeah.
Could be right that they haven't. That they've left it.
Yeah, because in like at the end of that episode, like Mars is fucked. Like Mars is gone. I'm like, all right, they've only been gone 10 minutes, but then they
Yeah,
just. But then the humans apparently we're more resilient. I am going to need an escort, by the way. I am taking this to Drummond Island, which is a trek and a fucking half.
Is it Drummond base?
No, but that would have been funny. But yeah, I really have enjoyed. Same way, reason I've enjoyed The Boys. It does a much better sort of more gritty, a more gritty approach to superhero than DC, which is just make it dark, make Superman wear black clothes.
Right, I've added The Boys to my watch list. That'll be the series I watch next. Someone else recommended it to me today, but
yeah.
I said I'm in the middle of Snowpiercer. However, I've now finished Series 1 of Snowpiercer, so another option might be Series 2 of Snowpiercer.
Yeah. Yeah, The Boys is very, very good. Snowpiercer again is good.
It's not great. Snowpiercer's not great.
Right, what's your I watched Snowpiercer religiously because I was actually watching it as a release. What's your beef with Snowpiercer?
Yeah, nothing specific. I think possibly it's I'm just trying to remember his name. David.
Detective.
David Diggs, the actor. He's brilliant in Hamilton, but he's just, as Andre Layton, is just, I don't know, he's a little bit wooden, or he's just not quite believable.
Is that the train conductor with the fancy beard moustache?
No, it's Andre...
The detective?
The detective, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Main character, arguably.
I've seen season 2.
Well, in season 1, main character.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think he's a part of it.
Yeah. I think season 2. I think season 2 is better. One of the things I had to give Snowpiercer massive props for is, unlike so many other things of this ilk, we don't get entire episodes dedicated to Before the Freeze. I don't care. I don't want to watch a post-apocalyptic story and then be explained why somebody is the way there is because something happened. I don't care. I want to watch the post-apocalyptic stuff. I don't care if it's cheaper.
There was sorry, what episode is? Oh, you finished Snowpiercer.
I think slow seasons.
Something that I had to go back because I thought I'd misheard, which was Cavill. What's the bloody name?
Melanie Cavill.
Melanie Cavill saying
Jennifer Connelly.
saying I pirated this train. I thought, hang on, did she say piloted or pirated? And I went back. That's why I put the subtitles on. Well, she said pirated.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, season 2.
Can
Yeah.
I even say, the biggest reaction I got out of my family in episode 1 of Invincible, when we were watching it before seeing the after credit, was as soon as everyone realised that one of the characters was called Duke and Kate, we all just broke.
Yeah. Oh, so I like, so obviously again, if you haven't seen it, I will try not to spoil it for you, but go and watch it. So I spent the first episode because we didn't know anyone. I'm like, oh cool, not Batman. Oh cool, not Wonder Woman. Oh cool, so that's not Superman and that's not Batman. Okay. Because there's a limit to what you can do. I'm like, oh, that guy's not the Thing, and this guy isn't the Flash. Like we've done most of the superhero skills, really.
There's a lot of little voice cameos from online people as well, just sort of playing one.
Oh my god, yeah. Well, so in episode 5, the guy, the you know, the robot zombie people. Did you spot the guy?
The dead soldiers.
Did you spot the first guy that got converted? Because I'm like, now either this guy is doing a very bad impression of Justin Roiland, or it's Justin Roiland putting on it, and it's Justin Roiland. So that's Rick and Morty.
Oh, Michael Dawn was in episode 1.
Michael Dawn. Wait, Michael Dawn was in episode 1.
Yeah.
Michael Dawn also played the big cat.
Episode 1, the costume guy was Mark Hamill.
I didn't spot that one. So Mark Hamill, since Wing Commander 4, has been a voice actor. So he's really good. But yeah, I didn't spot him because he's
Joker mainly, wasn't he?
Yes. Oh, he was so... Because he's in the game. He was so good in the Joker. Ah, thank you, Henry. I think you filled me up. Just quietly. Yeah, Henry, you might need to come with me. I have to go a long, long way to deliver this.
Not so much a cameo, but I love that Omni-Man is J. Jonah Jameson.
Yes. Yeah.
It's what?
J. Jonah Jameson. Is that Abram? Is that?
Yeah,
right
J.
order of names?
Yes, it's not J.J. Abrams. It's somebody else. Yeah, from Spider-Man. He's J.J. He's J.J. from Spider-Man. Not J.J. The other J.J.
No, you said Omni-Man. You
Yes.
mean Omni-Man.
Yes.
Yes, I do mean Omni-Man. He is. Get me pictures of Spider-Man.
He's also
So you
Cave.
talk about another character that J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons played J.J. J.K. Simmons played J.J. Jameson. He also played Cave Johnson in Portal 2.
Not quite my tempo. Have you seen Whiplash?
I have seen the bit from Whiplash that Weird Al parodied, and not the rest of it.
Oh, it's a superb movie. You should see that.
I've seen the bit that Weird Al parodied, and quite frankly, I think that's the best bit of the movie.
Oh, the alien from the moon thing was. I think it was the second episode, was it? That was Seth Rogen.
Yeah, the assessor.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That bit, I love that bit. It was just so good. Like again, bait and switch, but in a way that people go, clever. Because when Star Wars did unexpected and subvertive expectation, everyone whined. When they're doing it here, everyone's like, oh, brilliant.
Less so cameos, but a lot of the cast are actually people that used to voice act for Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I've not seen it. Somewhere on my to-do list, to watch list. I'm currently finishing off Bloodlines, so I highly, highly recommend Invincible. Do not watch Bloodlines; it's a pile of shit.
Yeah, I recommend Invincible now as well. And I have done. I know someone's watching it now.
Have you seen the Snowpiercer film, by the way, Si?
Yeah, I watched that before I watched the series.
Yeah, so the Snowpiercer film didn't work. Now, I understand I don't have children, so it may appear different to people with children. However, the basic premise is that the guy at the front of the engine kidnaps children when they are, let's say, 5 years old, and for between ages 5 and 7, they have to hold a little flap of metal because their arm's small enough. That's the premise. They have to keep the machine going, keep the human race alive. So Chris Evans, the good guy, flies away to the front of the train and stops that. I'm like, right, but you've just killed the whole human race. You like, I understand. It's not nice for the children to have 2 years of indentured servitude keeping the whole human race alive, but the alternative is unthinkable, and we should find another solution. Absolutely, we should. But basically, I stopped rooting for the good guy about 8% of the way through the film, which kind of ruined it.
Yeah, it's less weird if you've seen other stuff by the director. Have you seen Parasite?
Is that the new one? Yes, that was awesome. That was really good. I hated all of the characters I was to root for. I'm like, you're all fucking stupid, for God's sake. But yeah, great film. A very bad name, though. Yeah. So that was interesting. So I watched that one. We watched the dub, I think, rather than the sub.
What?
But I can't remember.
Really?
I
I didn't
think
even know there was one.
I-
It's awful.
oh, anyway, the point-
Don't do that.
the point-
Subs.
I like to watch, not read. Anyway, the problem is I read too quickly and I spend my time glancing down.
Yeah.
No, not the point. The point was they referred to the Red Indian costumes, and I'm like,
Most people read at exactly the same speed, and everyone has that problem to a degree. But it depends on how well the subtitles. Some subtitles are awful because they give you stuff far too early. They don't care that they spoil things that don't get said for about 20 seconds.
yeah. Anyway, my point was the fact that in that translation they were going on about Red Indians, and I'm like, oh, really? Like, did no one on the team go, yeah, we don't say that anymore? And if it's a literal translation, it'd be one of those things where you go, probably we should Westernify our characters, unless the characters are supposed to be nasty people or racially insensitive or whatever. But yeah, I was genuinely surprised at that. But overall, good film. Not my usual cup of tea, but
Yes, I'd say they're meant to be naive and.
well, no, because it was the it was the posh bloke that said it, and I think the lower class bloke responded in kind. But I was just genuinely surprised. I was like, oh, it was. If you heard that in an
They said Red Indians, I think.
Yeah.
Said Indians.
no, they said Red Indians. I was like, oh, blimey,
That's
that's
the dub version, right?
whichever one I watched on Netflix. I can't remember if it was dub or sub. I genuinely can't. I think it was sub, but I can't.
Well, I watched the sub version and they say Indians, but I don't think it was Red Indians.
It was, because I was very surprised at them using that phrase. Like, it's not something I ever thought I would actually hear on a program, except to portray a character as a bad guy, effectively. So, Henry, we should fill up from here.
Okay.
But
Do I
you
refill the...
refill from this tanker, yeah.
sorry, do I refill my tanker from that
Yeah.
tanker? Or-
Yes, fill
Okay.
fill up both your tanks from there.
So I guess not really a spoiler because it's from like the start of episode 1 of Invincible, but I quite like the concept of the stupid twin character.
Yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean,
yes,
yeah.
yes. The clone.
It's kind of an interesting philosophical thing there, right?
They do return to that concept later on. It's actually quite interesting.
I saw that episode. I think that was the 5th episode.
They return to that concept later on. There's a discussion about the transfer of consciousness and things. So yeah.
There's an interesting philosophical thing there. Like, if you clone yourself and you come out of the cloner, how do you know if you're the real one?
Well, I answered this question because they actually said, oh, we had the same problem and we don't know if we're the clone or not. I'm like, one of you was on the left-hand side, one of you was on the right-hand side. You remember which side of the machine you got in and which side of the machine you got out. It's very easy to work out who's the clone. But, that's not the point.
They'll both have the same memory of getting into the one on the right.
Yep. And one of them have a memory of getting up on the left and one has a memory of getting up on the right. Ah. So one other thing
somehow.
how are you
I
bugged?
I can't transfer fuel from the fuel carrier to my fuel tank.
Are you in imperial or metric?
Metric liters.
Oh, that should be fine. I don't know. There's a problem if you go imperial. So one other thing. The girlfriend got angry at Mark for doing a Superman, of doing a Clark Kent. A monster attacks, so Clark Kent fucks off and Superman saves the day and everyone's like, oh, where's Clark Kent? And as far as I can tell, she got really angry at him for doing a Clark Kent. And then he explains, and she's like, well, I'm still angry at you. I was like, well, why were you... Well, if you knew he was a superhero, why are you getting angry at him? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Again, unless there was...
Is this an episode I've seen? Or...
It's episode... She gets angry at him in the Dead Soldiers, Robot Soldiers episode.
I think I might have seen that.
But yeah, she gets angry at him for basically fucking off when monsters appear and then Invincible turns up. And then he explains later on, and she's still angry at him. I was like, well, but like, what do you want to do? Fight them in my civvies? And he said skivvies, and that's something else.
The last one I watched is the one with the guy with the robotic face. I guess is how I...
Oh, Metalhead.
Yes.
Machine Head.
Machine Head, yes.
Metalhead. Yes, that was a great twist. That was freaking awesome. Loved it.
I kind of expected it.
What twist was that?
The Omni-Man was all, no, don't help him. He's lying to you. You'll regret it. And Omni-Man was right. The Thing ends up taking the place of Machine Man. It's after the credit sequence. Did you not watch it?
Oh, I've watched the whole series. That's why I'm keeping quiet.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
I've got like 2 or 3 episodes to go.
Yeah, it's 8.
Was it F1? Machine F1.
But I was saying, I mean, The Boys scores in a lot of ways because it's pretty much got Hollywood levels of quality of effects overall. They're very, very, very good. But 80s levels of gore. You know, I mean, I noticed that Invincible is a 18 for the first episode, but 15 for quite a lot of the rest of them, which was also interesting. But the Boys gets to explore characters in a way because it's much, much longer. And same with Invincible, it gets to explore that for a long period of time. Whereas the films, you have to kind of rush through them just in order to get through it all in time. Whereas I've been not enjoying, it's probably quite the wrong word, but I kind of miss the 80s super gore of films. Like modern films, they beat the living shit out of each other, and sometimes you get a bruise. Whereas in this, they're actively ripping the merry hell out of each other. Fuck off, Jay, you've seen it.
Am I allowed to talk about the after credits scene for the first episode? Is that fine to talk about?
I don't know. Have you seen it, Tad? Have you seen it, Henry? I mean, if you've not seen Invincible, I highly recommend you go and watch it. It's an Amazon Prime exclusive cartoon.
That's why.
And it is absolutely superb. Genuinely, it's like The Boys. The Boys is a regular superhero Arrowverse type thing, right until A-Train fucks up, and then you're like, what the hell? You know, it's so out. You're just not expecting it, and you're like, right, okay, this is not Marvel here.
Yeah, I mean, if you do want to watch it, and you don't have Amazon Prime, you can probably just get a free trial.
There is. I think Tad would.
wasted it all on an anime already, months and years ago.
Well, Jay, instead of watching this shit, you should go and watch the other half of it. My force feedback's gone.
I'll try and not be spoiler, but obviously you know the speedster character from the first episode.
Yes, Red Rush.
That bit at the end.
Sorry?
You know how just before it they were explaining how he experiences stuff slower.
Yes.
That's very sad.
Well,
I can't refuel my tank, DJ. So should I just follow you?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be all right. Oh my god, so I'm in the next area, but there is a fuel station. But I will probably derp and need your 10 administrations anyway.
Right. I was just reading about the Indian thing. It's fully intentional.
Oh.
Because actually, if you think about it, there's the tent and the arrows. And
Yes.
as well.
Yes, absolutely. But
It's all about the director's trying to expose the naivety of the upper class. So,
okay.
Just reading this, it says as Da Song runs around the park's home, he wears a cheap replica of a Native American headdress and shoots arrows all around while imitating a war chant. His mother explains he has a fanboy personality and probably inherited this obsession with native culture from his Cub Scout instructor, who is also a fanatic. She goes on to explain that she imported the arrows and the teepee, the family calls it a tent, throughout the entire runtime on an American website. So it's a little bit of a dig at American stereotypes, I guess.
Oh no, that is interesting. So I was surprised, but yeah, I have to say that there is an argument said if you have to go and look up what the director initially intended rather than actually working it out yourself, perhaps it was a bit too subtle. It's so weird playing it with no force feedback.
Broke again?
Yeah, it does it when you teleport occasionally. I'm trying to do the fix I did last time, which was to change it from one setup to the other. So change from Logitech Legacy Director. Oh, there we go, it's back. No, it's not. It's just pushing right as hard as it possibly can.
Yeah.
Dude, force it back is...
yelling at you.
I haven't found a way of fixing it apart from exiting the game yet, which is... So yeah, because we're using your vehicles,
Yes.
when they get low on fuel, they either need refueling or you need to recover them.
This is correct, but there is nowhere genuine to do it at this part of the game. Like in the first 2 areas, it's trivial. There's a fueling station where I am now, but no.
Yeah, I realise that, but regardless, even if we were right next to a garage, only you as the host can recover.
Yes. Like I said, that becomes less useful as you go on. You can't just rely on that. Like there are very few garages. There are very few fuel stations and stuff. But
We wanted to recover it because it was on its side and out of fuel. So
which one? Where is it? Island Lake.
Yeah, the Pacific.
You
P60.
rolled the Pacific.
Didn't roll it.
Wasn't me.
Wedged it at a jaunty angle between 2 rocks.
Okay. Well, if you get out of it, I can recover it.
Switch the saddle. I put the wrong saddle on it by mistake.
Let me just empty my remaining fuel into the tanker. Target source. So you want to we don't need to change the saddle though. We don't have to.
It's nice for it to have the low saddle on it. I put the high saddle on it by mistake.
I can't. No, you can't put a low saddle on it. Saddle high is all it takes.
What?
Saddle high is all it takes. Or log carrier front.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Yeah.
They were testing out the log stuff. It didn't have it, and people were complaining, going, "But that truck was literally designed to haul logs." Like what?
Very good, Schalke. I see what you did there. So if a triangle is nature's strongest shape, what's nature's weakest shape? Thank you for that.
Twig.
Twig. A twig. Like a twiglet.
Line. Yeah.
My force feedback's back, by the way, after changing the... I changed the API from legacy to direct input. I changed it to direct input and back again, and then teleported maps. That seems to have reset it.
Seems a bit excessive for it, though.
Oh. Now, there's a short way and a long way. And I guess I'll try the short way, and if it goes wrong, then Henry will have caught up and saved me. No pressure, Henry.
None whatsoever.
Are there any other physics questions like the jet plane one you know of, Si? Because that particular one, when I came across it, it took me, a couple of seconds of thinking, and I was like, well, I can see where the confusion can lie, but it's quite straightforward if you actually...
Yeah, it's got
Think
nothing to do with the actual... what the real question is, if you like, about the physics. Is what I was saying in chat earlier.
Yeah.
It's just the nature of the way it's worded, whether intentionally or otherwise, just sets people off in 2 different directions that they just can't reconcile because they just misrepresent each other's points of view. They go, it's just like I say, it's like Brexit.
Yeah.
Just misunderstanding all the way down.
Well, it was interesting because...
The actual physics sort of goes out the window.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because both Schalke and Max immediately leapt onto, well, it wouldn't take off because the wheels were pushing it backwards. And the point I was making was it was interesting because once you have your base assumption wrong, all of your future logic is wrong. You've got to make sure your base assumption is correct. And you get this right in games. You have to check your data is correct. If your data's wrong, no matter what you do to it, you're going to have problems. And that happens a lot.
You've got to, if you're going to have a discussion about it, it helps to agree what the actual question is as well. But
Yeah.
because that little graphic sort of makes it seem like it's a very straightforward question.
Yeah.
But you haven't got the parameters aren't set. You have to agree on what I think you just said. You agree on what the parameters are. What it's trying to.
Yeah. I think this was something that Max said. He said you're either for God or against God. And I'm like, well, you have to define what for or against means. I mean, I'm ambivalent about salt and vinegar, about ready salty flavoured Pringles. I'm neither for nor against them. I would just,
Them.
yeah, I'm just like, yeah, yeah.
So no, not off the top of my head, but I'd like to find things like that, or just like.
Can you tow the back of the trailer left a little bit, Henry? Because I'm worried about.
1 sec. Yeah.
But careful. There's no rush. There's no rush. Go on,
I
son.
noticed people talking on your stream like to go off on philosophical questions and so on.
That's Brett.
But it's a bit like, yeah, but that's okay. But it's a bit like playing Would You Rather. You know, find some good examples of that where it's not quite obvious what the would rather. They're quite fun.
Hang on. Oh, no, that's.
No, that's good. No, that's good. That's good. I just want you to apply as much clockwise force as you can to the rear of it. I'm a bit worried it's going to fall into that ditch, and I could boot it and hope, but it's a long way to replace this. Oh, okay. If you do not disconnect, you're now holding it. I believe you need to reverse. That's good. Just keep reversing.
Backing into the
That's good. That's as long as you're.
So you pulling, going for right. I'm pulling and reversing.
Yeah, just keep doing that. I'm just applying force till it goes wrong, and then I'm stopping.
So try and winch it in a bit.
I'm controlling the winch.
Oh right, okay. Fine.
There we go. Come on. Think we could be all right, but I'm. I'll try and go backwards then.
Winch is slack.
Yeah, it's like I'm going backwards, and I'm going to try and.
Oh, hang on. I've released the winch.
Yeah. So same thing. If you can grab onto the back, but you need to get out of the way a bit. So we want to just apply a little bit of rotational torque to this, just to slide it through the mud. But yeah. So you need to turn crisp on. You hear him going. Dum, dum, dum.
Crunched in something. Okay, game. Where do I find this stuff?
Incidentally, I call dibs on all the rocket travels, by the way, so we actually see them on stream. But I believe that comes out at the same time it launches on Steam.
Oh fuck. That's a good start.
Oh, okay. Let's see if I can get you back up. So as I said, Henry, nice and slowly. There's no rush. It's fine.
I was, and then it just went over.
Uh-huh. Yeah, see, Shagga, that might be a clever reference, but I've not seen the last episode, so I have no clue. Oh, wrong direction. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to roll. I might be able to roll you back this way, because you are on a hill. Oh, Henry. This is not a heavy-duty truck. This is just a... This is not designed for this sort of action. I might be able to roll you over this way. Let's try that. I'll put myself downhill. Handbrake on. Try and winch you from
That's
as.
a hell of a sentence to say to someone. I just need to roll you over. Hold on, I'll just hit the handbrake off.
I need to go. I need to apply it from. Yeah.
And enough force from this vehicle to roll you over here, just that fast.
I was hoping to do it that way, but I'm going to roll if I try that. Good luck, Henry.
We believe in you.
Don't think we do. Don't we believe on me being stuck on this bloody tree? Come on. No, don't slide. Roll.
Hang on.
Oh!
That might help actually. In fact, if you go to the. Oh, oh. Yeah, hang on. Now I should be able to. If you stop there.
And yeah, if I can get you a little bit further around, I might better roll you on your wheels because it's downhill slightly. But
Yeah.
these trees don't seem to have it. I've broken them. Like these are quite big trees, and they've snapped like little ones.
Oh dear.
What's the opinion on the different tyres, like the type 1, 2 and 3 at different size?
I don't know why. I don't know why they
Those are
exist.
cosmetic.
Yeah.
It could just be cosmetic, but I have read at least one person saying the tread that looks like it's got the best grip has got the best grip.
I believe it's been data mined. You can just look at the data that's been pulled out there. The coefficients are there.
Okay. Can't bother to do that. I was hoping there'd just be a rule like number 2's.
It's on the subreddit.
There is a rule. It's easy. Buy the most expensive mud tire, and all the rest are fairly pointless upgrades.
I can't get mud tyres on this truck.
Then get an off-road tire.
Road.
Yeah, I've got the best tyres I can get. And I can get chain tyres, but I just can't get mud tyres. I only got off-road.
Yeah, the problem is the Royal is heavier than this one. Royal, by the way, fastest truck in the game.
It's got to have something good about it.
It's a good
Oh,
work.
that's not very nice.
Royal's a great truck. It's almost impossible to roll.
Which I would probably have. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I am not heavy enough to write this, by the way. Is anyone else close? Are there any other vehicles in this
I'm
area?
coming. I'm screaming
Oh,
it as fast as I can.
No, that's all right. Just jump into the Tartarin or the Step. Oh, Sad's in the Step.
Birthday.
There's a Tartarin just north of here.
I'm screaming in. The Tartar's got to take us the long way around to get to you, though. Wait, where are you? Yeah, you're
There's
still
a
there.
boat there.
I stopped it up.
It's only got 88. Oh, it's a bit damaged as well.
What? Sorry.
The Tartarin.
Can't be that damaged.
It's damaged, but you've got parts on you. It's fine. I just couldn't be bothered.
Well, if you've got something bigger coming, I'll go back to the.
I just accidentally came out of the garage and a second truck having in one truck, and they existed in the same
Yep.
physical space, and it's like something from The Fly.
There are a number of trucks parked there, I hope. Who was it? Was it Jay who managed to spawn and then drive around two trucks simultaneously?
No, it was me.
Or was it you? 'Cause that's a new
That's
bug.
exciting.
Spoilt my fun.
There appears to be like a compressed can of air on the front right wheel of the Royal and the front left. I guess that's a local air cylinder. Like the attention to detail on the trucks is just superb, though. Absolutely lovely. I don't know why. I can't imagine anyone actually knows what the fuck the underside of a Royal looks like, but they've done a good job.
I mean, it's one of those games where you just kind of want to make it look pretty, right?
Yeah, but they've been really accurate with the. That's not a physics thing. That's purely graphics.
Yeah.
But they've been very, very accurate with it.
Why not?
Well, because it's more effort. So at Codemasters, there was one point where one of the artists came and sat with me in my car, and we ran the windscreen wipers so he could get the exact motion of the Imprezza's windscreen wipers in our game.
Nice.
So when you get people going about, oh, there's no attention to details in this game, it's like, I assure you, there absolutely is. With real rally vehicles, which are well known and beloved. So with the Step 310E, I don't think that is a well-loved truck that there'll be fanboys going, well, this is all.
That might be.
I don't think so.
Maybe. I'm not Russian, so I don't know.
The Tartarin, I'm sure, does have a bunch of fans. I can't what the real Tartarin is.
Troop transport. It's an amphibious assault vehicle.
Yeah, but there's a home version, isn't there? That's not the right phrase.
I don't know. If they do sell it commercially, it would probably be for like Arctic exploration.
Yeah, but you can buy them, and oh my god, you're just high pinging in here. Careful. Henry's behind me.
Yes. Is that what we're fixing?
We're fixing Henry. Everything else is fine.
Okay.
There may be other fixing to do after Henry, but Henry is the first. Wrong button. Okay. I only needed a few more degrees. I wasn't far off. I was just a little bit concerned. And we are quite a long way from having to pick it up again, so I don't really want to derp it.
6, fixing the feedback.
Jay, usually I will winch front to back. I remember, physics is what I do every day. In that particular case, I was just hoping that I could actually get away with rolling it, but the Royal is double the weight of this. I just don't have a chance. But, you know, talking and rotational velocity and linear, that is my bread and butter. When you can beat me at heave-ho, then you can lecture me on physics.
Damn.
Yeah.
Adam is good with his hose.
Henry, no, Tad, what the...
Oh, wait, what?
What?
You do have a bit of an advantage being the host with Heafo because you've got no lag.
Yes.
But if you're joining someone's
Right.
Heafo game like that, you're
Booting it.
on the streaming service.
I thought it was going to... Yeah, Jay, you can dish it out, man, but you can't take it. Hey, PP boy. I assume you're a big fan of Dead Rising. Was that prestige points?
Power points from Pokemon.
Power points are not from Pokemon.
I mean,
Did well, Brett, you've got the internet. I'm busy driving. Does Pokemon predate PowerPoint? Please tell me it does. It does. Please tell me that Microsoft went, you're going to call them PowerPoints. Pokemon on the Game Boy.
1996.
No. PowerPoint. Wait, what? You sure? It started off already doing the gouge children for pocket money by selling two almost identical copies of the game. Which it's...
PowerPoint. How did Microsoft PowerPoint release in 1987?
Well, yeah. So
there is a space in Pokemon.
I'd like to point out, by the way, if EA or Ubisoft or Activision released a game where they release half the game, they released a game split into two across two carts, the world would go nuts at them. But when Nintendo do it, everybody loves them.
I was talking about this with some Force mates recently, actually. It's like
What? Nintendo? Pokemon? Activision?
specifically Pokemon with Nintendo, because like they've been like slowly improving the graphics, but like they don't really put effort into it. In
They
terms of, like,
they
it's not-
have.
I guess like yeah, but it's not like a jump to like modern standards. It's like here's a new Pokemon game. It looks like it should have been released 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, we've proven this time and time again on stream. Good graphics will get you playing a game. Good gameplay will keep you playing a game. Ideally, you want both. But we've played a whole bunch of games with shit graphics and thoroughly enjoyed them.
But does Pokemon have good gameplay? It's very simple.
Well, some people would say they do, and I don't like to. They believe it does, and I can't question somebody else's beliefs. They're allowed to believe that all they like.
Except Flat.
You can believe Flat Earth, so don't tell me it's true. I'd like to know how they think GPS satellites work, or satellites full stop, actually. The thing is...
They just turn around when they get to the end, go back.
So the thing is, with the Flat Earth arguments against it, you can rebut...
All over the world.
You can rebut any given reason why the Earth is round. To a degree.
You've seen how crop dusters work, right? That's how satellites work. Just zigging and zagging over the Earth.
I'll come back to that in a sec. Oh my god, this is a hell of a route. So yeah, you can rebut any given reason why the Earth is round, but it's very hard to rebut all of them. So with GPS satellites, so on my GPS, you can see how many satellites you can see. You can only see a certain number of them, and you can track them, and you see their azimuth and when they go below the horizon and all that. Like, there's no argument for that in the flat Earth theory. There's no horizon for them to go over. They're all inside a dome. Or the government, or NASA, sorry, managed to put the satellites outside of the dome. Which apparently isn't possible. Nothing get outside the dome.
Clearly, Adam, we live in the Simpsons movie, and they have actually put a dome over.
Well, no.
Have you seen
Yeah?
Under the Dome, which is a series? It's on Amazon.
Oh, yeah, what a pile of shit.
I really liked it.
Yeah, I loved the first season. They went, and now they've all been teleported somewhere else, and we're making a bunch of stuff that's not in the book. Hooray!
I remember if I watched the second season, it did jump the shark a little bit. But
Yeah.
The first season was quite good, and Big Jim I thought was a superb character.
It's-
He just keeps you guessing.
It's not as good as the book, which is a Stephen King book.
Yeah.
You got it.
The
It's
thing,
up.
so Schalke, you can effectively assess scientific facts from a GPS. You press the little button and it tells you what satellites it can currently see. And you could sit there and you could watch it over 24 hours and see that satellites would just rise and lower. You can even, with a powerful telescope, watch the satellites go round and rise and lower. If it's a fake, it's a perfect fake, so it's probably not.
What Adam you see?
But
Clearly, we're on a disc, and it's just going past the horizon of the disc.
no, it can't go on the disc. No, because the point is there's a dome covering the Earth, because they also don't believe in the hard-edged atmospheric theory. So they're like, the atmosphere at the edge, if there wasn't a dome, the atmosphere at the edges would escape. And he's like, well, there isn't a hard edge to the atmosphere. That's the point. It goes from solid atmosphere at ground level to no atmosphere eventually. But that there's a dome holding the atmosphere in.
What have flat earthers got against the opposing, I'll call it theory, but
The heliocentric model of the universe, you mean?
yeah, okay. So what have they got against it?
Well, it looks flat if you look around.
Yeah, that's just saying why their view is right, but why would a flat earther get heads up about someone saying flat earth isn't true? What's their interest in it?
Well, in the same way I get heads up if you said that salt and vinegar Pringles weren't the best. You're wrong, and I need to tell you that you're wrong.
Depends what other flavours are there? Oh, I see.
Our creative
There aren't.
guy.
That's the point.
What's the point?
There are no other flavours of Pringles.
I agree that salt and vinegar are the best ones, but I quite like prawn cocktail ones.
Yeah, well, you can be wrong.
I'll tell you this, Pringles are not as good as they used to be. They used to be more crunchy. I swear they were better when I was a kid.
It depends where you go.
And
More salty and more vinegary.
fruit gums. Fruit gums used to be better.
I have to say I'm going to disagree with you, Henry, because over the last year I've eaten quite a lot of salt and vinegar Pringles, and they vary in quality. I have had some that have been very vinegary, some that have been very salty, and some that are not.
The salty ones are
I've
the
had the wrong,
best.
the non-salty ones then.
But my point is, Shalka, your average Joe does have access to a GPS receiver. Everyone has access to a GPS receiver. I have access to about a dozen GPS receivers. This is information that's right there.
Is it Lay's that's like the American brand of that kind of thing?
Yes, Lay's.
Like, Lay's are shit,
Yes, well,
comparatively.
most
Like,
American
they're so
food
bland.
is, yeah.
Tried American chocolate.
I don't think Americans do chocolate, do they, Si? They do.
Yeah.
They do. Americans do chocolate-flavored cocoa solids, I believe, but they don't do chocolate
Yes.
because it doesn't have enough whatever it is in it to make it chocolate.
Oh, it's not actually chocolate.
It's not chocolate. In Europe, it cannot be classed as chocolate because it's 40% cocoa, I think, and it has to be at least 60% to be classed. They class it as chocolate-flavored, and that's it.
That's amazing.
But yeah,
What it is.
I have mentioned this before. Emmy was doing a recipe, and it called for boneless pork ribs. Let that sink in for a moment. And we were like, oh,
Okay, yeah.
okay,
McDonald's sells those sometimes.
funny. So she couldn't find them anywhere. Nowhere. Anywhere at all. Also, hold on a sec. Jay, I'm pretty sure you're wrong on that. Let me reach for a Pringles can. Let me look at the ingredients. Ingredients.
It's all reconstituted potato. Of
Yeah.
course it's a chip.
It's reconstituted potato is my point. Oh my god, there is so much writing on this. God damn it. I've covered it up with duct tape. Let me grab another one.
And like the top quarter is like, you can win a prize if you send us the cat or whatever.
Like, when you don't call particle board not wood, even though it's all made out of sawdust.
Okay, so Jay, the greatest ingredient in Pringles is dehydrated potatoes. So you have been proven wrong. Please never repeat that falsehood ever again.
Sorry, Cam, what were you saying?
He said that they are. He says that their potato content is less than 50%. That's just not. That's just not true. The greatest ingredient in Pringles is dehydrated potato.
What the hell?
Wait, how is their shape, like unnatural shape, relevant? Have you seen a normal crisp? It's just
Yeah.
wibbly as shit.
Or a
Potatoes,
burger.
like that.
Anyway, so we couldn't get boneless pork ribs, and it was only when she went and talked to a butcher we found out that they don't do them in England. Because the only reason you can get boneless pork ribs in America is they feed their pigs so many steroids that the muscles fuse together and you can slide the bones out.
Huh.
Can't do that in the UK.
Does the ingredients on Pringles say that it's more than 50%?
It's in order. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But like the next ingredient is oil.
Just because it's in order, does that mean the first thing has to...
How much oil is in a Pringle?
Well, the next one is rice flour, then wheat starch, then corn flour. But yeah,
So just because it's the first ingredient, that's the most abundant ingredient.
it's the most abundant ingredient. Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's more than 50%. It just means it's the most.
Yeah.
If the next ingredient is oil and it's not 50% oil, you can pretty much be
Yeah.
assuming that there's
But it's
quite
not,
a bit of
it's-
potato in there.
But it's not. It's flour, apparently.
To be fair, oil bin
That's
naturally
lower than
makes a lot of
oil.
sense. 'Cause I mean, oil's probably mostly like the byproduct of like the way it's cooked, right? Like how you like deep fry. Like
They're not deep fried though, are they?
I know they're not, but like just an example. I don't know how they cook Pringles.
Just dry them out with hot air, probably.
I wanna see a Pringles breakdown now.
How let's have a look. How are Pringles made?
But yeah, the greatest ingredient is potatoes. Yeah, they're okay. So I take it back. There are 42% potato content, but they aren't potato crisps. Of course they're not. Like they're not. They are shaped. In fact, I can look at them because in the EU, I love this. We have to describe things by law correctly. These are salted vinegar flavored savoury snacks. So by law,
EU.
in the EU, we used to have to. But yeah, so we have to describe food correctly. So this is why you get like Coca-Cola is a caramel coloured sweetened flavoured soft drink. It's fascinating.
I think a lot of it is just to get around like certain taxes, isn't it?
But yeah, I stand corrected, Jay. Sorry, I apologise. They are less than 50% potato, but the biggest ingredient is potato. They are more potato than anything else. And and I also agree with Henry that they are not always as tasty as they used to be, but they do vary greatly.
So, Tad, I have a question for you actually. So you call what we call chips fries, right?
No,
No?
I believe so. Yeah.
crisps.
Yeah.
What?
No. I'm talking about no. I'm
Shrimp.
talking
Yeah,
as
yeah,
in like fish and chips, not crisps.
Do you know?
Fries.
Do you know what?
Fries.
Do you know why they call them fries?
Because you fry them.
They're fried.
Yeah. So my question was about to be so what do you call them when you oven cook them? Because you have oven cooked chips. What do you call those? Do you still call them fries? Because they're not fried.
What about microwavable
No, they're
ones?
still French fries.
They're not fried though. And they're not French.
Frenched correctly. So,
Technicality.
Brett, there's nothing to do with them being from France. Frenched fries means they have been cut thinly. To French is to cut or slice thinly.
Language evolves.
So if they're chunky oven chips,
Then
they're
there's-
not French.
If they're steak chips, they're not French fries. Yes,
Yes. So what are they then? Because they're not fries. Because you're not frying.
thick cut
ones?
chips. Thick cut chips.
Or potato wedges.
No, that's not a wedge though. Because it's still not a wedge shape.
What do you? Yeah, but
Yeah.
Brett, what you have there, they're called fries. They're not called French fries. French fries are thin. Fries
Yeah.
are.
My point is they're named fries because you fry them, but if you're oven cooking them, they're not fries.
Okay, so Brett, we have chips in this country,
Yeah.
and when you go to McDonald's, what do you eat?
I mean fries. Yeah.
Okay, is it fried? Okay, what about different shaped chips? Do you eat curly chips and crinkle cut chips?
We call them chips.
Okay. Yeah.
No, we don't.
My point is we have different words for them.
Henry, you've never eaten crinkle cut chips. You've never eaten curly chips. Curly chips?
Right.
No, you've eaten curly fries, sir.
Okay.
Well, no.
Okay.
My point is essentially it's because they don't use the word chips. They don't have a word. Do they have a word for oven cooked chips?
Yes, fries.
Well, they're not fried.
So,
They're not fries.
that's...
Is that wrong?
They're not deep fried chips.
You could, I guess.
Eh,
Language evolves.
It does, but that's still the meaning. Hence why an American's like, we're not going to call them French fries, we're going to call them freedom fries. Like, you have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Yeah, that never really caught on.
Conversely, I went to a brilliant steak place in Southampton called Steak of the Art, full marks.
Oh, I think I've been there.
It's very nice, very expensive. And I had fries. And when I say fries, I mean thick cut chips. And when I say thick cut chips, I mean potato fucking wedges. I had 8 chips making up about one entire potato. I was very angry. These are not steak fries. Steak fries are thinly cut fries. You don't get big chunky ones.
I'm like 90% sure I've been there. I just looked it up.
It's down on the seafront. No, it's in the very, very posh bit on the marina.
So, didn't really catch on changing the name, but I don't know if you noticed, but getting all Americans agree to anything doesn't have a fantastic track history.
No,
I mean, to be fair, you say that about most countries.
Except China.
But especially the United States of America.
ask them about Taiwan.
They will all agree that Taiwan is a part of China. I'm sure of it.
Nothing. I'm sure
I
the
wonder
Taiwanese.
why.
And if anyone disagrees, you'll be hard pressed to find them and ask them again. Okay. I'm pulling in at the port. Wow, that was an epic journey. That's about 2 kilometers with this blasted thing on the back. I think we're nearly done. We've only got like maybe half a dozen quests now left in this.
Oh, the main quest line, yeah. Make sure when you finish this one, it unlocks a whole bunch. So
Oh,
collect
that's.
them.
Oh, there's a fucking seismic rig here. No, it's an oil rig. And it just physics at me. Don't do that.
Uh-oh.
So I guess this is sort of political. But I've seen like a lot of like American stuff off of my YouTube recently because apparently like some Americans have been refusing to take the vaccine that was made under Trump because Biden's distributing it. It's like what? But the president you voted for made it. What? Okay.
Yes, apparently America has so many people refusing to take the vaccine, they're not going to hit herd immunity.
Oh my god.
Right, I'm going to see you that beautiful scene then. I'm going to grab a drink. I'm going to wait here for a minute in case someone grabs a mission for delivering that seismic vehicle.
I've noticed YouTube's been recommending really short videos.
You need to do it.
I'm okay with that.
Was it hard?
DJ's got to be the one that collects the mission to move that thing. Ugh.
You're waiting for him to come back.
Who else can do it? No, we literally can't.
Yeah, I've noticed that too, though.
Fucking numpty.
Is it because like I've had a lot of Vine stuff appearing on my feed recently.
Mm.
Yeah, it's like, this is short. You like this, right?
Yeah. I like some long
Yeah,
videos,
yeah,
like we said before, like TechMoan and people like that who are just very easy to watch. But, you know, they did this thing not so long ago where they only got their next tier of payment from their ads if it was over 10 minutes long. So you had a lot of videos padded out to 10 minutes and 3 seconds, which is really not good for quality.
Rock it there.
I think they knocked that idea on the head when they saw the floor.
Damn.
I've been keeping up with Twitch
It's
drama
the Pacific
recently.
now.
Like, there's still a lot of drama going about with the people that are like live streaming, like sat in a bathtub.
Oh, I see so much of that every time I go on Twitch. It's just like
funny.
lots of girls like trying to wear as little as possible and still fit within the rules. Is what I see.
I was gonna say, do you know why? Yeah, so do you know why they're doing it in the way they currently are? Or...
Because boobs are popular.
Well, no, because they're not allowed to wear that little for no reason, because then it would be sexualizing. So if it's in a context where it makes sense for them to be dressed like that, it's fine. So
Oh right,
sit in a
like
bathtub or a pool.
trying on swimsuits.
Yeah, or like sitting in a pool or something.
Or what? Sorry.
Or like sitting in like a paddling pool or something. So
Oh, right,
some
okay.
girls just buy like a kiddie's paddling pool and just sit in that and stream.
Or cosplay from your favourite game, I guess.
To be fair,
Well,
some
that was the lady that
Oh, I know.
that body painted.
Yeah, I've no idea how you can get away with that. You can see my nipples, they're just a different colour. Great.
As much as I agree, sometimes they are quite impressive.
That's not the point.
Well, I mean, nipples are a bit of a funny,
Word.
bit of an arbitrary thing anyway, aren't they? Because we've all got them.
Do you?
Apparently, more states, it's legal to be topless in more states than it's illegal.
Okay.
What you mean, like in a hot tub? Oh, I like country states rather than in inebriated, sober,
America,
under a dare.
United States of America states.
Okay.
In case you missed the last bit of that conversation, Adam, we were just.
I worked it out. I worked it out from context. Incidentally, Jay, I'd like to point out, and for everyone, I don't have a lot of opinions. My opinion is generally, I hope, of the facts. If I'm proven wrong on facts, I will always change my outlook on that thing. So I'll try not to go, oh, don't believe that. Like if I'm proven wrong, wherever possible, I do like to change. Houston, we have a problem.
Speaking of random topics, actually, I was browsing through a Reddit earlier, and I came through an Ask Reddit, which was what's
An
basically
arse Reddit.
Ask Reddit.
Ask.
So the question posed was, what's basically a cult but isn't treated like one? And the top response was Warhammer 40,000. And someone responded to that saying heresy. Which is brilliant. There's a couple other good ones,
Tad, just to be clear, as you're the expert, the trailer that just took that massive drilling parts is the same trailer that will take a super heavy thing, right?
Yeah.
You need the saddle high. You need to pop back to the Pacific,
Is that-
back in the garage and get it unflipped.
Is the saddle high not what I was using?
Oh, you're using saddle low with that.
Are you 100% sure? Because it doesn't tell me that's not it's not telling me that's not a suitable trailer. It's telling me the trailer is too far away.
Because it's sitting too high up
Okay.
for your
No,
saddle to grab.
right. But it will tell me you do not have a suitable saddle fitted, doesn't it, if I had the wrong one? Does it not?
Does it not say that?
No, it says trailer is too far away, but the thing is parked at a wonky angle. Like, I don't know if I have a saddle high or a saddle low. That's why I asked, because I had a very long trailer, which I assume is a saddle high.
So I'm browsing that Reddit that I was just mentioning. Yes, so the top response was, according to my mother, Warhammer 40,000. The response to that, an actual cheap.
Brett, again, if you ever get a chance to go to America, you find the Games Workshop store, go in. You think it's expensive in England? It's not. It's really, it's
more expensive.
unbelievable. Hence why there are so many pirated minifigs and stuff on the internet. And they're always called things like Future Robot Soldier, and
To be fair, they had to change the name of some of the Warhammer armies because they were too close to some other stuff. Like, I think it was Tolkien or something.
yes, that's why Games Workshop Orcs with a K, Tolkien Orcs with a C. Games Workshop Orcs,
well.
Games Workshop Orcs are green skin, Tolkien Orcs are black skin.
No, there was a couple of others as well. They had Eldar has apparently taken them, so they had to change it to, I think, like, they
What's wrong with
changed the
Eldar?
name of the fact. Apparently it's used by something else. I think it was Tolkien as well.
Oh.
Don't know what. So they changed it to Craft Worlds and Drakari, respectively.
Okay, I've righted it, but yeah, it does look like it'll be too high. I'll go and switch out the vehicle. So I'm doing out with the old, by the way, because that's the next quest in our. Yeah. There's no garage here, though, is there? Oh my word. Is the is the
Someone
P6
flipped the Pacific.
I was about to grab the Pacific. Where is it? Oh,
At the Springfield Dam
it's
garage.
Smithfield. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So I've got to put the saddle on it, which is all right because that's what I've got on it anyway. I don't have a
Should
choice.
be on there already.
I don't have a choice. My choices are log carrier or saddle high.
One of the next top answer then was Star Citizen people. There are lots of people that play, people who play Star Citizen, and then there are Star Citizen people. You know the difference immediately.
Yes. What's always surprised me about Star Citizen, it's a bit like Eve. Eve has never been popular. Eve has never had a lot of people playing it. Not at any point, any time, ever. And yet you always know someone who's played it. Like, I think it peaked at like 150,000 players, something like that. It's quite big, but it's not that big.
Just regarding the saddle high and low thing, I thought there was where it will pick the right one for you automatically if you're buying a trailer.
If you don't have a saddle on it and you take it to the
Trailer store.
the
Truck
trailer
store.
shop, it'll put it on there for you.
Trailer store, yeah.
I just out of curiosity, the current most active, like, the most active Eve server has 28,000 players online right now.
Yeah. Eve has never been big. It'll have 28,000 accounts, by the way, not players. And I know people with many accounts.
Oh yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah.
So it's something to worry about if you had a saddle and you've detached the trailer and you want to attach a trailer, then it could be that you've got the wrong saddle.
Which I had. Yes, I had a saddle low, not a saddle high. Which they were called like regular saddle and gooseneck saddle. And I'm heading in the P16 to pick up the thing. Feel free to grab a quest.
That's one of the things in the game that it doesn't tell you, and you just have to figure out through experience. Like this.
I disagree. I have in fact played this game for over a year and not learned it. I just asked Had every time.
Yeah, because I figured
The game doesn't tell you.
It will say this. It will say this trailer requires a blah.
It says saddle high required.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you when you're in the garage. It just tells you saddle high and saddle low.
Yeah.
And they probably have different compatible trailers, but it doesn't tell you which trailers require which.
Unrelated. My goodness me, this thing has a good horn.
Yes. Yes, it does. Glorious. P6, the P12, the other Pacific, does not have that horn, which is like really disappointing. Like, why?
Brett, people who benchmark their computers rather than using them. People who spend more time messing around with their Linux installation than running programs on Linux. I get this in the 3D printing community. Like, I've got 4 printers, one of which I had to heavily modify. The others I haven't. All I've done is I printed a filament holder and a stand, that's it. And people like absolutely go mad on them, like modding them, but they don't print very much. They spend all their time modding it, then they just do one test print and then start to mod it again.
You know what that's like? There's this whole philosophy of getting things done, like loosely based around the book Getting Things Done by Dave Allen. And it's productivity, to-do lists, particular files, using calendars efficiently, basically increasing your productivity by having a trusted system that you put all the things you need to do in.
Dave Allen, the comedian with his fingers missing. Irish guy.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah, the dead one, yeah, sure.
Oh.
And so
I didn't know he did it. He was serious. Oh, interesting.
So there's a whole industry around getting things done. There's lots of every platform has getting things done apps. There's like whole categories of apps. It's quite interesting and it's really fun honing your particular system. But that is exactly like you just described. Like you can completely lose all productivity because you spend all your time fucking around with your productivity system and adding a new tagging system or a new app, or you know.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, Rimmer did that.
If eating.
Rimmer did that in the books. He spent so long planning his exams perfectly, meticulous to the last detail, he had no time left to actually execute his plan.
So he just wrote "I'm a fish" and
5 times then passed out.
And he like put his hand, ink his hand and put it on the page or something as well.
Yes, because he cheated. Yeah, I mean, this thing, I mean, I know Esmir has a very unusual situation of particularly hating Intel, but for me, I only use Intel because they do the fastest chips. I'm not in a position in my life where I really care about value for money particularly. Intel do the fastest CPUs, Nvidia do the fastest GPUs, so that's what I run. But I do know people who get very, very Team Red, Team Blue. Sorry, Team Red, Team Green. No one's Team Blue. Right? No one uses onboard and gets angry about it. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, I said this many years, bloody hell, 20 years ago. If I were to show you a game running on Nvidia and AMD hardware, it's pixel for pixel the same. You couldn't tell. And outside of the drivers being shit, which mostly they're pretty good these days, you just couldn't tell what GPU you were running on.
It's changed. Back in the day, you used to have different screenshots on the back of the game box for different graphics, like EGA and VGA.
Oh yeah, screenshots from the Amiga version.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you'd never have. There were so many Spectrum games that didn't have the Spectrum screenshots on the packaging.
There's a good guy on YouTube, I've forgotten his name now. I do subscribe to him, but he does videos basically breaking down every port of a game. And the amount of CPC ports that were direct Spectrum ports, only with worse graphics, is amazing. Because you could run the same code, but it would be a lot of effort to get the graphics to work. So they just port the graphics, and if they didn't work very well, they didn't work very well. They wouldn't bother fixing it. Back in the very bad old days.
Right, what do you want me to do?
Well, I'm currently driving over to do the quest out with the old. Any other quests that are
Where
not...
is that?
Well, that's the... You can't do that because that requires a saddle high. I'm in the P16 for that. Drummond... I forgot. Drummond
Island, yeah.
Drummond
Whereabouts
Island.
on the map?
Top right, at the port. That's where I'm heading. I don't know what other quests there are, but...
Where are you at the moment? I can't see on the map.
I'm in Smithfield Dam.
Oh, okay. So you're about to come through then.
I am coming through soon.
Right, I'll wait here for you.
Okay. Yeah, so convoying in this game, first it's fun and it looks cool, but quite importantly, it really makes things happen rather than just go wrong with a sad sound. But I don't know what other quests there are, so if there are any quests, I think I've accepted all the quests, grab them and do them, because I'd like to do it. I'd like to finish. This is the first area, and we've been on it a year. Like, real time.
Well, we did take quite a break.
Well, we also did a whole bunch of the other stuff to different degrees. But yeah, I'd like to...
Yeah, we hung out in Russia quite a bit.
Yes, like late COVID, terrible name, was a lot of stuff. But I'd like to do the new content. So when we're coming out, I will bang on to the new content. Like, I look forward to that.
The map is wonderful.
Which map?
The new one. Wisconsin, the one they just added.
Oh right, yeah. I've not even gone there yet. So all the new stuff's good. So you actually have to pick
It's
up.
great.
You get unlimited generation of base items, and you have to take them somewhere and craft them to upcraft the items you need to complete the quest, which is really good fun.
Yeah, I can't quite figure out how to get the generator to work right, but it'll be fun when I do figure it out.
But the new one has you building a rocket, and I hope launch it. I don't know, but I hope you launch it.
Here's a good ask Reddit. People on Reddit, what's your country's version of Wonderwall?
Well, what's it?
US.
What's it for the UK?
Wonderwall.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, okay.
Oasis is a British band, so,
Are they?
I believe so.
What kind of music do they do?
Rock, apparently.
They do Brit pop or Brit rock. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're an English rock band formed in Manchester, 1991. Yeah. The top rated responses in the US to the song "Don't Stop Believing" by Journey has that effect.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Was AMD versus Intel, Xbox versus PlayStation. Exactly the same thing. Like if you're running on a cross-platform game these days, there's not a jot between them on most games.
Men of Reddit, what's the name of the flowers for you? If a girl gave me anything, I'd be extremely happy. In response to that, this accepted STD.
I think flowers are a terrible present. Here's a present. You only get to keep it for a few days, and then it's going to die.
And you have to maintain it.
You don't have to. It'll just die quicker.
Well, yeah. What's the best gift then?
The best gift is easy. So Max got me my favourite present I've received in many years. So he got me for my birthday year before last a set of files, and they're right there. And I used
files?
no. So I use them for filing off rough bits of 3D prints. I use them every couple of days. Every time I use it, I think about Max. Not like that. Hashtag no homo. But it's a gift that's practical, and it's not just practical and I use it once in a blue moon. I use it regularly, and therefore I think about the person every time. Rich gave me for my Secret Santa, it was a USB powered Death Star light. And I think of Rich every single night because I use it every single night. So I use it as like my desk lamp. So you just as a Death Star.
What I'm hearing is that someone bought you a sex toy, you think about them every time.
If you bought me a sex toy, I would think about you every time I use it. Yes, Brett. Purple for preference, though. Any other primary colour or tertiary is absolutely fine.
Do you see the message I sent you, by the way?
No. No. But no, that's the best kind of present. And I've got something called a Wallet Ninja, and it's the size of a credit card. It is made of hardened steel, and on it, it's got a letter opener and a screwdriver and a bottle opener and an Allen key, and it's a brilliant present because me and the lovely lesbians that I used to live with, we've all had them. And when someone goes, we've got a button, we'd all grab our wallets, trying to be the first person to get the Wallet Ninja. I go, yes, I've got one. And it's a great gift because you'll always carry it, you'll use it a whole bunch, and you'll go, oh yeah, Brett gave me this. No, wait, Brett gave me the sex toy. But yeah, practical gifts are the best.
You're not on Drummond Island yet.
This is a vehicle's top speed.
Very slow vehicle.
There is, Jay, but PLA and TPU is not considered food safe because it doesn't 100% reliably bond. I can print what's called TPU, which is a rubberized filament, and I have done, and it is amazing. And you can print almost anything in TPU, and you just end up printing like normal, but it's squishy when you've made it. Ninja Flex is the best one.
The top ask Reddit for this month is people who have OnlyFans. What is stopping you from upgrading to an air conditioner? I want to know the answers after this. What? How do you answer that?
Well, I say it's more of a joke than a question.
Yeah, it is, but it's still great. I'm still waiting for my OnlyFans so I can afford one.
Should I be pulling this fuel tank, or
I
leave it here?
don't know. So I've just
I'm
got this.
Korean and I enjoy the thrill of electric fans. You just don't get that genuine life or death scenario with ACs.
Do you know what he's talking about, Brett?
That is.
Don't attack.
actually do.
I know you do. But do you understand what he's talking about, Brett?
Fan death?
Do you know what fan deaths are? Genuine question.
In that regard, I don't think I do.
So, in Korea, it is a widely and firmly held belief, albeit amongst the slightly older generation, that having... Oh, is it on or off? Having a fan on will kill you, yes. So if you have a fan by your bedside and it blows across it,
while you sleep,
it will kill you.
lock your spirit out.
Yeah.
No, so I'm on the Wikipedia page for this right now.
No,
Apparently
well, hold on. Before you correct me, let me say it. You can correct me afterwards.
Yeah, there's more to this.
It has been quite recent that the lead medical fucking examiner in Korea said this, and everyone's just like, "Can you stop this? This is obviously not true." But the reason is, it's quite brilliant, because sometimes people die in their sleep.
Suicide.
Korea is hot, so you have a fan on. So all of these dead people were always found with a fan on next to them. And now, presented with the evidence, you're like, yeah. Again, correlation causation is the thing there.
the Wikipedia page is the theory that leaving a fan on with an enclosed room, like windows or anything, will cause death.
Yeah, but it's a Korean thing. No one else believes this.
Yeah.
Korean fans are sold with a timer on them so that they shut off during the night.
It's amazing, isn't it? A similar thing, and I've mentioned this before. So you know how if you have a urinary tract infection, you drink cranberry juice to make it go away? Everybody knows this. This is widely held knowledge. Everybody knows this. It's just not true. There's never been any evidence whatsoever to prove it. That there is nothing to back it up. It is an old wives' tale that the cranberry juice manufacturers have quietly carried on. But who would pay for research to prove it wrong? Because the cranberry juice manufacturers are quite happy for you to have this misconception.
Yeah, they didn't rush to correct it.
Who the fuck and who else cares?
It doesn't hurt anything.
To be
It
fair,
doesn't hurt.
I don't necessarily mind small things like that, because in a way, having that placebo effect might actually help you.
No,
Yeah.
it's not going to help you
Yeah, that's
flush
fine,
out.
but then what if the opposite is true? Perhaps cranberry juice makes it worse, slightly.
Yeah.
We'd have heard about it before now, but
Yeah. It's like the carrot thing. So the beta carotene is used in the production of visual purple. So if you suffer from certain eyesight defects, carrots can actually help. Like genuinely can. Not much. It's pretty much a nothing. But again, Brett, because you're the young one, do you know why we say that carrots make your eyesight better? I love this story. So,
I
comes.
told it before, and it's amazing.
It's is it the Second World War? Second World War, 1940s,
Second
wasn't
World
it?
War,
Yeah,
War II.
yeah. So it's 1941, 1942. Essentially, we invented radar, and because we had radar, we got really, really fucking good at shooting down German planes with anti-aircraft guns. So we didn't want to let on we had radar. So what they did is they said that the radar stations were crewed with the very best of the eagle-eyed Air Force, and they would plant fields of carrots around them and say they had their night vision through carrots. And so they had this whole propaganda thing, basically to avoid letting on to the Germans we'd invented this new thing called radar. But obviously, this has been and gone, and yet the old wives' tale has stuck around.
Still there.
As I said, it does actually surprisingly make a bit of difference. There have been studies, but only if you're suffering from beta-carotene lack, which is stopping your production of visual purple, which is quite rare.
So I have a problem with people talking about antioxidants and detoxifying. That's it. Various things that get rid of toxins. It's just complete hokum. And also a lot of sort of hair products that say talk about nourishing your hair. The dead cells and the keratin coming out of your head can be nourished with natural ingredients.
Well, have you
natural ingredients? That's another one.
Oil.
Natural ingredients.
What, like arsenic
What does that mean?
Yeah, so speaking as a gentleman with more hair than most, I will tell you for nothing. There is not a shampoo bottle in the EU that says healthy hair on it. It will always say healthy looking hair. Because one of those is fine, and one of those is a medical statement that is not fine.
Yeah, make hair look more healthy.
Isn't
Yeah.
hair dead anyway?
Yes, hair is dead, yes. So healthy looking hair is fine. Healthy hair would be horrible, you Medusa.
It's a
Speaking of
lie.
health products, apparently toothpaste that's whitening is actually kind of fatty.
Yes. Yes, it does not so good for the enamel of your teeth. The gentle whitening stuff's okay, the more hardcore stuff not.
You want the stuff that says good for enamel and doesn't generally say whitening.
Yeah. Question.
Ideally, you want toothpaste that says that it'll make you whiter in just 3 years.
Yes.
You use it every day.
Brett, question for you. So you know Medusa?
Yeah.
What Medusa? What's the two notable things about her?
Snake hair.
Uh-huh.
Some people don't.
So was that just the hair on her head, or all her hair?
Oh dear.
Like eyebrows, eyelashes, underarm hair, etc.
What you're telling me is she has some funky masturbation.
Well, I'm asking.
I have no idea. I wouldn't know.
Well, you chop off her head to kill her. There's no more snakes mentioned after that.
True. So it could just be the snake on her head. So eyebrows, little tiny snakes.
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's horrible to think about, and that's not how snakes work.
Or hair.
Or hair.
Eyebrows.
Yes. Can eyebrows be real if our snakes aren't real? No.
Yeah, prove that eyebrows are real.
I think we established yesterday we can't prove that anything is real.
Brett,
And
turn yourself
therefore-
up.
Eyebrows don't exist. QED. Mic drop.
Yeah, I can do. Brett, can you give us a sentence, please?
Very well.
Yeah, he is a little bit quiet. There we go.
Oh wow.
Loud.
Does anyone have any repair points? No reason.
Yep. I think.
I might need some.
Where are you?
What is socially acceptable in the US that would be horrifying in the UK? Let's repeat it.
School shootings?
Well, there are things that have been brought over that I find horrible.
Oh,
Yeah, Hershey's chocolates.
well, the top-rated one.
Oh,
The
greeters,
top-rated
yeah.
one is the top-rated one is cashiers being forced to stand.
Isn't that just Asda though?
Would they have seats in Asda?
No, they don't, because Asda is Walmart.
We had to stand in Woolworths when I was
But
working there.
Oh, the Asda that's local to me has seats. I don't know.
but
Aldi
Aldi definitely has seats. There's a meme going around about it. That Aldi is basically the best thing ever.
Apparently, the response to this is Tesco's have like swivel chairs with backrests on them.
Yeah,
But do you get that? You know when you go in a shop and there's someone standing on the door?
yeah, greeters.
Oh,
Hi there, sir. You have a great day. Well, I will have a great day in Tesco. What the fuck?
Here's a good one: chanting the acronym of your country at any given opportunity.
What? UK doesn't work.
Yeah, no one does that, but people always go USA.
Well, yeah, but then we'd be going UGGBR. I mean, is it? Well, what would you chant? Would you chant England, the United Kingdom, the Great British Isles?
England.
UKGBNI. Wait, what?
So I might have mentioned this before. On Race Rover Grid, we wanted to have the crowd chant your name. And I actually ended up talking to a friend of mine who is a linguist about this. So we wanted to record all of the phonemes that you could use. So you could put your name in. So, you know, as I said, Race Rover Grid, it will say like, hey, DJ, you need to earn 3,000 credits or whatever. But we wanted to have it so the crowd would chant your nickname if you were winning. So, how do you chant a nickname? So how would you do my one? My one's a 2-syllable. You wouldn't do the Arcus bit, but you go DJ. Right. How would you shout Brett's nickname? Brett's nickname. Be Brex.
Turn it into 2 syllables. Elongate it into 2 syllables.
But Brex.
Rex.
Yeah. And Tad. How would you do Tad? That's a 3-syllable. Tad forever. No. Tad forever. 4.
Tab forward, tab forward, tab.
Yeah. And then I chatted with this nice lady. So I've done all this before. I've done, phonemes and split fucking whatnots and I've done all this stuff. I've had to for voice synthesis and things. Hold on, my vehicle's just stopped going forwards and I don't know why.
Thongs.
Yeah, but there's been no research done, as far as we could tell, on chance and the rules behind it. So we couldn't. We weren't going to do our own academic research on it because...
When you say rules, you mean like sort of socially emergent?
Well, yeah, like, they say the rules. I mean, how do people do it rather than how must people do it? Yeah. And then we found out that there'd been very little research done in this. So we wanted to have all this crowd chanting and we just couldn't, which is a bit of a shame.
Dad, you might be able to verify this one because I'm reading this from Reddit. There's a person here saying that they took their British boyfriend to a pro-American football game and they paused the game for commercials for people at home to watch the commercial before they keep playing.
That got to have been the Super Bowl, surely.
Oh yeah.
Not just a regular...
They just stopped the game so people at home can watch commercials.
Any of the
Yeah.
League stuff.
Yeah, Wait, but have you not heard about the Super Bowl commercial?
I know about the Super Bowl commercial, but is that not like half time? Do they just do that in the game? They just stop?
Americans' approach to time within American football games is a bit vague at best, the best of times.
I know about like the halftime show and stuff, but like, do they just stop it at random and just go, here's an advert?
I mean, yes. Like, that's what they pay for
The
it.
adverts are paying for the game. They're going to stop the game for it.
Yeah, but isn't that what halftime's for? I'm confused.
Yeah, but so in American football, it's not like normal football, like proper football, where it lasts 90 minutes and that's it, you're done. It goes back and forwards and it's all a bit just broken. Okay, Brett, you've played Blood Bowl, right?
I haven't.
Oh, okay, well, it's just like
Why
that.
aren't you moving?
I'm really struggling.
It is challenge getting caught, I think.
Yeah, I could possibly do with a spotter. Like, this is really, really, really tricky. It's so big.
Here's a good one. Telling me how much the tip is going to be.
Yeah, I've experienced tip culture in the US and it's bizarre. Like, I overtipped someone. He's like, for anything you want, sir, you let me know. Brilliant. I'm like, oh dear, I may have given them too much money. But I had a long journey and I gave him $10 to go away. Like, I only knew the etiquette from films. People were like, and then when
Did you do that?
yeah, oh yes, but yeah, I mean, I went to Planet Hollywood and they actually had like a section for our foreign visitors on tipping. So the way it works is in the US, they can underpay people if their tips will take them above minimum wage. And a kind of a
Stupid.
what? So you need to be very
My
careful.
brother works at a
I was
restaurant.
going to go left, but I'll go...
Very
Let me
left.
Let me just turn.
The issue with that is it places the onus on
My
the-
brother works. Oh.
Do you
Sorry
have
for-
Do you have any repair points?
I don't know.
Are you coming back, Our Henry?
Yeah, you can try to. I
That's fine.
couldn't refuel
Oh
fuel
yes.
tank again.
Follow
so
alongside and we'll have a look.
it's kind of
go
by
for
the
it.
fuel station, so
Say that I have to go. So have you seen the length of what I'm pulling along here? So I have to go.
What were you going to say?
Can you go back to my? I need to take. I need to take this as wide as possible. Hence why I spotter. But yeah, can you just shove backwards another 10 feet?
Yeah. Give me a second to react.
This P16 is quite a beast, but it's not very quick.
But no, like the fact that like they essentially place the onus on the people tipping to make sure that they get more than minimum wage is pretty bad.
Oh yeah, no, tipping is outrageous. The entire concept is. But when I was in the States, I have to say it works because no one gives a shit about the tax thing. But what does work is you get superb service, and it did take me about a week to realise the only reason I was getting good service is because they are working for their tip. And it could be argued that if you are working for blah, blah, blah dollars an hour, blah, blah, blah pounds an hour, you should do a great job at your job anyway. But when there is a financial incentive, a bonus to do even better, it genuinely works to motivate people. And I'm afraid that's why it won't change.
I mean, that's why tips is this though, right? Is that like you get a bonus if you do if the person thinks you've done it nicely.
Yeah, but
the baseline is just the minimum.
Okay, yeah, but it's not, because in America, basically they could shit on your table
You're
and you'd
expected to a
and you'd
certain amount.
yeah, if they came up and shit on your table and didn't feed you the food, you would still be expected to leave a 10% tip. Like, they would have to basically punch you in the face in order to not get a tip. If you're unhappy, you will leave a 10% tip in a glass of water upside down. Like, you'll be arseholish about it, but you'll still leave the tip. It's so ingrained in American culture.
Which is what I was going to say about the greeter thing. Like, so I knew about that, and I knew Ian, how are you today, etc. before I went to the States. When I went to the States and actually experienced it firsthand in context, like someone going into a shop and having someone immediately be attentive, I realised I felt completely different about it because it's ingrained in culture. It's not necessarily 100% earnest or meant necessarily, but it's only awful when they try and import, when it comes off as hollow and done by rote without any but it's the actual customer service element that is ingrained in American society. I would say is how it felt.
Yes.
Whether that's true or not, that's how it felt. Whereas
Am I
when
going to
they
make
try and
it?
do here, it's just. What can I do in the way of spotting, by the way?
Shout. Like, if I'm gonna fail, I can't really see the back of the truck and the front.
Gotcha.
I can barely see the front, but I'm a
It
bit.
looks fine at the moment.
Oh, good.
Where
I'll bring
you
a
going?
service
Right.
truck over to you.
I'm not sure where you're going. You're going left.
No, God, no.
road.
I'm just following the road for a long way. I couldn't even take that left. This turning circle on this is ludicrous.
Apparently, gaps in bathroom stalls. That's a
Yeah,
big one.
well, we do that in the UK though. I don't know why.
No,
Well, I do
not
know.
like that.
Actually, I do know why, because it means you can hose it down between it.
Like this, Adam.
That's just poor engineering. That's because Tesla made the panels. Way.
They're not on the bottom; they're on the sides.
Well, that's so you can peek in and see if they're finished having a shit.
That's all so weird.
So yeah, you help me on this bit, because I have to fit on this bridge, and I hope this fits. It's very, very heavy. It's very, very long, very wide. It's girthy. But I'm taking the corners as wide as I possibly can, and if I have to reverse, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I wish I could get out and walk around to spot, but I have to drive my truck somewhere I can see better. You fit something.
Not pronouncing the H in herbs.
H.
Yeah.
Yeah, we say banana, you say banana, we say potato, you say potato, you say herbs, we say herbs, because there's a fucking H in it.
You're gonna talk to it, I guess.
I have, haven't I?
It's funny. It's funny
No.
though, because herb is also a male American name in America, but they pronounce the H on that.
Am I clip?
H.
Am I
Not
clip?
H.
Am I clipping? correct?
Whatever. Doesn't matter.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, H is actually incorrect, but I still say it because I was brought up proper.
In it.
So I'm going to stop here. Can you please move that enormous vehicle there forwards?
Yeah.
Ignore the one that's been crashed through an object.
When my Brit friends were visiting, they were horrified when the waiter took their credit card to swipe at the back.
Oh my God! Yes. Wait, you've taken the credit card where I can't see it. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Because they do it in the UK occasionally, but usually they're saying, yeah, we don't get signal at this end of the pub to the Bluetooth machine. But yeah, the concept of them taking away the card and then bringing it back, and then you sign up like, what the fuck?
Especially with contactless, that's scary. But you can't verify that they've, done the right amount.
Well, no, I mean, America, I went to America in '98 and they had contactless and chip and pin. And then they got rid of it because apparently lots of people didn't trust it. I'm like, what? And now it's come back again, thankfully. But yeah, the whole point of contactless is that the serving staff don't even touch your card. You touch the card. I have to say, if it doesn't fit, there's nothing I can do.
Asking new neighbours, have you found a church yet?
I did what's so interesting. Christians believe that Satan is real, but Satanists don't. I rather like that.
That's pretty good, actually.
I'm stuck on a rock. Come on.
Calling Where's Wally, Where's Waldo?
Oh, that's wrong. Yeah. Waldo is a part of a robot and nothing else. Can you give me just a push, Si?
Mm-hmm.
I'd never heard the term used like that for robotics until I played Space Cam.
Yeah, Waldo. Is Waldo the base bit, or is it the first trunk of the robot? Or is it the hand? It's the hand, isn't it?
A rubber in England is not the same as a rubber in the US.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Still
that's
one
quite
bummer fag.
Yeah, we had that one. I love the phrase "bumming a fag" because everyone knows what you mean, and it doesn't mean that in the US at all.
good. Naming your child Randy.
Oh god.
Well, I first came across that, and I was doing tech support from a Millennium Bug program, and a guy around me goes, "Hi there, I'm Randy," and I just burst out laughing and hung up.
Hi, Randy. I'm Dad.
Yes, J-Craft, a rubber is a Johnny. Hence but the thing is, there's such a thing as a rubber Johnny. So
Yep.
Commercials advertising prescription drugs. Ask your doctor if OxyContin is right for you.
I mean, I've seen a few of these, and they're weird. They're like happy. Ask your doctor. Ask your doctor to recommend it to you. I'm like, wait, hold on. That's not how. This isn't how recommendations work. Oh, and then it's like side effects may include heart attacks, death, cancer, blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh my god, it's just like the adverts in RoboCop.
Your home may be at risk.
But yeah, the concept of me telling my doctor what products I think he should recommend to me is like, no, that's why I go to the doctor.
Oh, it is a good one. Politicians mentioning religion when campaigning. You'd never see that in the UK, would you?
No.
No, I mean, I mentioned this before. It's weird because our far right is still left of the US's left. Like, imagine in England, any politician who would speak up on gun control and abortion. Like, at any point you'd be like, that's off the side of our political spectrum. We don't even consider that. Those are done deals. We're desperately arguing Northern Ireland needs to sort their fucking game out.
That's a good point. You made me feel better about right-wing Brits.
Yeah, we're not that bad. We're not pro. We might be pro death penalty. But this is the problem. Trying to sum up your political beliefs in a single linear thing is ridiculous. Because I might be pro-gun and anti-abortion, or I might be pro-gun and pro-abortion,
Someone like that.
or
Yeah,
pro-death penalty and anti-gun, or
Yeah, there's those sites that are quite good where you can rate your opinion on lots of different topics. Agree, strongly disagree, etc. And it'll tell you
The
who you should vote for.
compass?
yeah, I did
Yeah,
that, and I think it told me to
oh, yeah,
vote for
that
Britain first. So I went, no, fuck that.
Really?
Yes,
This is why-
that was the one.
This is why I kind of
Right,
prefer
that's
the.
true.
This is why I kind of prefer the English voting system over like the American style one, where it's just like they have like what is it, essentially two parties in America.
Yeah.
Whereas like in England, it's like you look
Nice.
through all the different parties and go, this one
and then
most closely resembles what I think as well.
And then the Conservatives win, yeah. No, the
Yeah,
thing
pretty
is,
much.
so it had questions like, do you feel that England should have control of its own borders? And my answer to that is, England does have control of its own borders, but yes, of course I believe we should have control of our own borders. Who would not? And it goes, right, that's a little tick towards the... it didn't suggest British National Party, thankfully.
Yeah, but the reason it's asking you that is because it's trying to. Unless you're an idiot, you wouldn't put strongly agree, strongly disagree for everything. It's so you can weight what's important to you. So yeah, you're by the way you've responded to that, it's not massively important to you, but so you're going to put the natural choice, but it's not your top issue. It's not the thing you care most passionately about.
This is true. What do I care about? Raising the speed limit.
Oh, speaking of politicians, actually, have you seen the website Cameo?
No.
So it's a website where famous people basically
Oh. this
sell
is where
out to like say
Yeah,
stuff
I've
into
heard
a
of it.
video and stuff. And there's a bunch of like Nigel Farage and
Yeah.
And then there's clips of him like being quoting Yu-Gi-Oh and shit on video. It's
Yeah,
hilarious.
but this thing is, it's like, how fucking desperate is he for money? But he's also saying, like, and this one goes out to, you know, he got fooled into doing, like, a lot of Simpsons-esque names. Like, this one goes out to, you know, Amanda Hug and Kiss. That sort of thing.
Yes.
But you say fool, but he makes like £500 a minute off those videos.
Yeah, probably doesn't care.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
It's a message for Annette. Cha-ching.
like the people buying them find it funny, but he just gets a lot of money out of it, so he doesn't care.
Yeah.
And even if it's sort of someone tried to make that clip go viral, it would just be forgotten about by the end of the day. So yeah, it's kind of win-win for him.
Jay, I've said this before. I don't believe that we need guns. I said the whole concept of home defence is just a bit of a vague one. At the same time, if we were allowed to own guns, I guarantee I would probably have about 6, and I would do firing down the firing range, because guns are fucking cool. And if you've got to fire a gun, they're so cool.
Seen the stand-up set done by that Australian
Jim Jeffries.
all about- Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
This is my thing, is guns are cool, but I don't think the average person should have one. 'Cause the average person actually isn't that smart.
Well, as Jim Jeffries says, it's like, you know, if having a gun in the house increases the chances of you committing suicide by like 4 times or something, he goes, because everyone gets a little bit sad sometimes.
I think that the fact that guns are controlled to a far greater degree in this country is one of the best things about our country, and I hardly ever say that about anything about this country. Because guns are basically made to kill or maim, and I don't think there's much good about them.
It's
Yeah.
a tool.
Well,
It is designed for one specific purpose.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I was in America, and I
Does
was
it do anything of its own will to do that?
so when I was in America, I also went to a school, and they basically, here's a visitor from England, let's ask him questions. It's like, do you have WWF? It's like, which one? You know, what clothes do you guys wear? One of them was, is it true you don't have guns? And they said, what? No, what was it? Was the biggest difference was like how many guns you have over here? Because like I turn up and I'm in rural Maine, and there's like 6 blokes in the back of a pickup with dead deer on it, and like 25 rifles in the back. I'd never seen anything like it. And they were like, you know, we don't have guns. And they said, well, what happens if someone breaks into your house? How will you defend yourself? I'm like, they won't have a gun either. And if they do have a gun, they can have my television. It's okay. I don't feel murdering a burglar is suitable. What's the word? Proportional response to them wanting to nick my telly, no matter how lovely my telly is.
I thought you were going to say, and anyway, I've got a knife, and it's not locked in a cupboard.
Well, the thing is like, if it's really hard for anyone to get a gun, then like, on average, the person that's attacking you will have like maybe a knife, and if someone's got a knife, there's like 2 or 3 people around. Those 2 or 3 people can stop that person from stabbing you.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a great Mythbusters episode on this called Bringing a Gun to a Knife Fight, and I can't remember the distance, I'm sorry, I think it was about 75 feet. So essentially, if there's an average person with a gun, holstered, and you sprint at them with a knife, you can get the knife in them before they have
They can unholster the gun.
unholstered it and shot you, yeah. It's a great episode. Okay, I'm going to
Training against knife attacks is really hard.
turn
It's
and
very
run.
difficult. So, Tyler, I don't know if you were just basically doing the guns don't kill people
Rappers do.
argument, but I dislike that because like kids kill themselves with guns all the time because they're just naive and they kill each other.
Which is
you know,
unfortunate.
playing with guns.
Which is why a lot of places have safe laws.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but not having the guns in the first place is even better.
But the problem with safe laws, that means that your gun is no longer useful for home defense. Someone's breaking in.
That's
Right, well,
true.
quick, it's in the safe. All right, what's the code? It's your mother. It's my mother's birthday. Like, what the fuck's that then?
Yeah, especially if you're panicking, but it's
Yeah.
even worse to try and figure that out.
Yeah.
I do see a lot of the ads for like biometric locks for the gun. So you can have the gun out, but if you're not the right finger for it, it doesn't unlock anyway.
Yeah. But I mean,
They're terrible right now, but they're getting better.
the statistic that to me stops this is on average more than 1 toddler a day kills someone with a gun in the States. That's the more than 365 a year. It's just insane, but it's very easy. Remember, as a child, I might have done that. If I was messing around, I was pissed off with my sister. I didn't realise it was a real gun, didn't realise it was loaded. And, you know, even when I was up to, I don't know, age 35 or something, I still didn't really think through the consequences of my actions.
Yeah, like I think when I was like 5 or 6, I think my brother hit me with like a baseball bat at one point, and like if that was a gun, I'd be dead.
Yeah. Well, I got into a fight with one of my best friends as a child because I beat him like 20 times in a row at a game. So he hit me in the head as hard as he could with the joystick he was using. And again, if there was a gun in the house, I think there is a chance that he would have killed me with that. I think, again, the point is you can kill one person with a knife or a baseball bat. It's quite hard to do a mass murder with anything other than a gun or maybe a bomb.
I
Yeah,
guess, yeah.
a bomb.
Although if you've got a gang of friends with knives, that could be quite exciting.
Yeah, but I don't think that's really happened in a school.
Yikes. Oh.
I mean, the thing about guns is by
Yeah.
design, they're designed to operate at a distance.
Yes.
They give you a bit of an advantage.
Well, only up to 75 feet. I'm saying Mythbusters have proved this one. Oh shit! My suspension. I popped a
Well-
tyre.
Depends if you're poking the gun through a hole in a wall, really, doesn't it?
Are you in Drummond Islands? Yeah. Si, could you pop back to the home?
Hang on,
to
I'm
the
coming.
Action. Yeah, the Action and the Bandit. Let me recover the Bandit. Either of those will be perfect.
Sorry, what do you want me to do? Should I recover from where I am?
No, leave where you are. Jump into the.
Although I've only got 34 fuel, so maybe I should recover.
Nope.
You can't.
Come back to you 1 sec.
Yeah,
It's my truck, so...
yeah, either the. Yeah, but either the. I need repairing. I've knackered up the vehicle.
Okay, so you want
But-
to jump into, what, the Western Star?
Oh, well, you've got a repair bay on the back.
Yep.
No, wait, who's that behind me?
Me.
Okay. Henry might be able to.
Yeah,
Hey.
stop.
I don't
No, I
know
need to.
where you've gone. Where have you gone?
I'm just down the road a little bit. I'm in.
I guess
Come
the,
on.
I guess the question I ask myself when I think about like this gun logic and whether or not I'd want guns is the entertainment value I get out of owning a gun and the potential self-defense, if there actually is much of a difference, of owning a gun worth more than the lives of the kids in those schools that are being shot.
Well, I mean, let's talk about something slightly less controversial. Is the fun factor of a motorbike, does it outweigh the danger factor? I can assure you, yes, it does.
Yeah, but that's just to you though, right? Well, I guess not 100% to you if you're
no.
crashing into someone else, but most of the time it's not like...
No, but to me, the danger factor of riding a
Boils
motorbike.
down with that to readiness and education.
Yeah.
Every single gun advocate has said blatantly that education for firearm safety is paramount.
Yes.
The kids that are taught how to use guns properly, you don't get a problem with that.
Didn't someone pay a bunch of politicians to do a thing like that
They're not a
cameo
toy.
thing where they got they were saying that kids as young as 10 should have guns? I was like, there was some horror. That's much better, Henry. Thank you.
Oh, I think there's a bit of
You're
a...
not on the map. Are you in Drummond Island?
I am. No, we've just left Drummond Island. We're in the next area.
I don't want to call it a double standard, but I think it's a bit weird to
Smithfield
say this isn't a toy, but also say this is really cool. You should have one of these to kids.
Well, they are cool, and they're not a toy, like a motorbike.
Yeah, it's fun.
And if you twiddle the wrong thing at the wrong time, you can kill yourself and someone else within 2 heartbeats. Like, I'm not joking. If I say my motorbike will go from 30 to 100,
Goes for a motorbike too.
yeah, 30 to 100 in about 3 heartbeats. I'm not even joking. It is unbelievable. And if you are young and foolish, you can, you haven't thought through what you're doing, you can end up in a lot of trouble very fast. And in a gun, it's even faster than that.
That's it. One
Wait.
of the stories from Germany, a kid gets a Hayabusa and is going on the Autobahn, and he
Oh.
knew that there was a bump for the off-ramp. It didn't.
Oh dear.
They the bike was in the tree. I don't know if they found the whole kid.
Yeah.
I guess my question is education the only factor there then? Because like America's, I'm not going to say a lot more educated, but more educated than a lot of other countries, but they have way
No,
worse gun crime.
A lot of it is social. Many countries have huge gun ownership. No country has even close to the deaths per capita of the US for gun, apart from like Jamaica or
We
something.
own 46% of the guns on the planet.
Yeah, but like Canada like has like most people own a gun in Canada, but their gun crime is massively lower. I think it's
One of
Canada.
Switzerland, I think.
And Switzerland, yeah, because everyone's got a gun in Switzerland, don't they? Like it's mandated or something. Like
Something like that. Yeah.
everyone who's been in the army gets a gun. I feel very lonely doing this.
How
I'm
much
wait-
easy is it to get a gun in
I'm
the US these
gonna
days?
be with you imminently.
In Walmart, they just had them. Was it,
Background check.
Was it Ted?
It's background check.
doesn't that depend very, very much on the state? Which I think varies a lot. Now, now think about I read a wonderful, wonderful article about this, and I say wonderful. In the US, you're not allowed to computerize your background checks. You have laws against this, federal laws, federal laws. So it's all done by this one building, and all of the records have to be done by paper, and they're not allowed to hire new people. It's essentially, there are background checks, but they are, to a great degree, very, very token. And it's terrifying.
Laborious. I might
Designed to be
have linked you
Yeah.
that because I remember that article and I shared that with everyone.
Okay,
Why,
Really interesting.
why is it designed to be slow? Don't you
Because
know,
no.
gives you efficient
If you want a gun,
right.
they're gonna make sure it takes a minute for you to get to it. So you
Oh, yeah.
definitely want.
No,
if you need a gun for like a split-second decision. No, you're gonna take 2 weeks to figure it out.
This is all to do with tracking the serial numbers, the guns, and who's owned it, and all that stuff. It's designed to be as awkward as possible, so no one bothers doing it. It's designed to allow you to.
Content.
I think it's federal. I'm sure it was federal. Basically, it's the NRA's lobbying. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Can I just carry on forwards, or is it going to tip?
Hang on, it's gone over the edge 1 sec.
Yeah, but it's only one of the wheels is over the edge.
Tree is permanent. What? Okay.
But the thing is, it's hard to explain. I mean, again, this is very much a cultural thing. It is so different in the States to the UK. In the UK, we don't have guns. The police, until very recently, didn't have guns either. And we had armed police, but they were armed police. Like, every policeman certainly does not carry a gun. That is just not a thing.
I don't think I've ever seen an armed policeman in the area.
1
where
sec.
I
Stop.
Sorry.
live. I think at most I've seen a policeman carrying a taser around here, or something like that.
Well, maybe we get mixed up.
That was really bad.
Oh, there's so many clips like that, dude. It's depressing.
Yeah, they carry them on all sides.
And they're different shapes. One's way bigger than the other.
One's yellow.
Yeah.
Agony of the moment.
Yeah. I think I'm agreeing with you, Jay. No, I was thinking about that. Yeah, Henry, can you give me a bit of room? So I need to go back a little bit. So what Jay is suggesting, and he's not wrong, for once, is that I go full upright and forwards. Thus, that's not forwards, wrong gear, bollocks. But I go forwards and right, thus angling the trailer. Oh, I might have a different problem. Okay. Well, that's.
The next top response on that US stuff that's acceptable that's horrifying in the UK is iced tea, and someone responded, "Are you trying to start another war?"
Henry, can you straighten this out a little bit?
No, it's not iced tea. It's sweet iced tea. So people are like, "Oh, we've got sweet or unsweetened iced tea," and like, no, do that. You can't dissolve the sugar in that. Fuck off with that garbage.
Good plan, Henry. Just body check it.
Oh, this is a good one. I have one that's the other way around. The girlfriend did that hands over the eyes surprise thing and presented me with a little Christmas tree decorated with candy canes. I said, "Oh, a little dinky Christmas tree." In America, dinky means worthless. In the UK, it means small and cute.
Oh, like dinky
She
toy.
cried. I
Oh.
tried. My
Way
mum
to
to back me
say
up.
dinky means something else.
Yeah, dinky means small and cute, like dinky toys.
Like, look at that dinky little thing. It's small.
Yeah,
tiny.
apparently that means something totally different in America.
Yeah. Jay, I understand, but currently my choices are go forwards and go backwards because I've slipped off the bridge.
Wait, which bridge?
Nothing.
Oh no. Oh no.
Bum bag, not fanny pack.
Yeah, it's because I don't have all-wheel drive, so I don't have any power to the front wheels.
I have given up on trying to stick to English spellings now, and I just stopped caring. Spellings, I use Z for an S. I'll call it a Z instead of Z. Like, it's a losing battle.
Henry, can you just reverse? Just to smack the trailer into a more upright angle.
Oh, I didn't know this is a thing. As I found
Yep.
out on another thread the other day, eating sandwiches without the butter on the bread. Being from the UK, this horrifies me.
Sorry, what? Just
Is that a
dry.
thing, Dad?
I've had bologna sandwiches actually without butter, but I did have mayonnaise. And because I'm white, I've had ranch dressing, obviously.
Sounds so dry.
Yeah, it shouldn't fall over if you go back, DJ.
Henry, I like the way you haven't thought I've taken my. You think I've taken my foot off the accelerator in the last minute or so.
Right.
Anyway, this has actually improved the angle slightly.
Paying more than the price you see on a price tag in a shop due to taxes.
That's
Yeah.
because
You wanna
it's
No.
that's because when you buy something, you might be from out of state, so the taxes vary. Which is insane
Attached to you.
Why is it insane?
because it should just be the same everywhere.
No, well, it's the United States, isn't it?
We've said it before. America's just 50
Oh.
different countries all wearing a trench coat.
How many countries, Tad?
50.
You sure
I
about
guess
that,
it'd be 52 then, wouldn't it? 53.
Tad?
Rico and Guam.
Tad,
and
how many states are there in
DC.
the US?
Kidding.
You don't know. You've just given 3 answers.
Territories in one district.
Oh, sorry. I might have a small problem. You see that trailer? I think I've just winched it a bit close. Can you go and smack it out the way?
Which one? Hang on.
Tad, here's
Hey,
a question.
you're forgetting DC, Jeff. Or Jay.
Tad, here's a question for you. If you're watching TV, how often is there an ad break? On average.
Allow me to
No,
answer.
I haven't
Allow
watched
me.
TV in over a decade because of that reason.
Allow me
Okay.
to answer
Fuck
this
ads.
one. I spent some time in my hotel room in New York watching television. I watched the film Happy Feet. Great film. Great film. I had a number of adverts that were more or less, I can sum them up as, do you want to watch shit on YouTube but you don't have the internet? Order this DVD. So first of all, it started off going sort of about model railways. I was like, oh, that seems cheap. And then I realised it wasn't a model railway they were selling. It was a DVD of model railways. Or albums. Or like jet planes taking off. So basically collections of clips off YouTube on DVD. And every single one of them, and I was like, oh, that seems wonderful value for money. 100% of these were buy one, get one free. I was like, wow, that's really good. And after about an hour, I'm like, hold on a minute, you're all buy one, get one free. That doesn't mean anything. That just means that's dumb. Anyway, as I said, I was watching Happy Feet. Now, there were a lot of advert breaks in this. And I don't want to say how many during the first half, but during the second half, about an hour of the film, there were advert breaks about every 6 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It gets worse.
It got you for the first half of the movie.
It gets
I don't
worse.
want to finish it.
So then,
We edit the film down to make time for adverts.
no, it's worse than that.
They edit the film for it.
Before and after each advert was a man dressed up in a penguin costume doing jokes, doing little skits, like a little 15 to 30 second skit before an each. I don't know, before an each advert break, and then here's the best bit: they edited the film down to make more time for this guy to do his skit. So Henry, I need to go backwards now because I need to rotate the trailer a bit further. So you need to shove.
I haven't watched TV in a decade. Don't miss it.
Yeah, same.
Well, have you noticed that Amazon Prime is now starting to
For
show?
YouTube.
Amazon Prime is now starting to show you adverts that you can't skip, and I'm not having that. I will just fucking pirate it.
Yeah,
That's why I
so
pay YouTube, never to see another ad for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I might do that.
Movie club with some friends who get
And
together.
I'm pretty
watch
sure
films
they're
periodically.
losing money from that deal too.
And,
crap.
One of my friends has got an issue with watching films on Prime that aren't.
Oh, for fuck's
included. So if we say, "Oh, we want to watch this film," oh, it's on Amazon, but we've got to rent it. It's $2.99 or whatever.
I'm
But
over.
One of us to rent. to put on the cinema.
Let me recover it, Henry. I don't mind that too much. I do somehow
Well,
feel.
He does. He refuses to watch it. He says, "I've paid for Prime. I'm fucked if I'm going to give Jeff Bezos another £3 to watch the film. We're not watching it."
Did you watch King Kong versus Godzilla?
No.
It was good. I enjoyed it. Now, okay, bear in mind I have a massive cinema screen layout. I enjoyed it. 16 quid
Right,
to
cover
rent. 16 quid to rent that. And I'm
But
like,
you only have to pay once, no matter how many people.
right, but I only get to watch it for 24 hours. And I'm like,
Well, that's still better than going to the cinema where you can't even rewind it.
yeah, but as I said, when I go to the cinema, I'm not generally expected to bring my own cinema.
Can make your own popcorn as well.
Well, yeah, that's... Fuck. It's a hell of a tight turn.
When you get to where you're going with that, all the rest of the quest is sitting there waiting for you.
Good.
This Reddit thread's great. Females of Reddit, what is the sexiest thing a plus-size gamer gentleman has told you that has made you want to immediately have sex with them and be his girlfriend?
Very specific.
Please respond Please respond directly to me.
I have 4 Bitcoin.
I think
Donate. Oh, dear.
I think I mentioned this before. I was chatting with a friend of mine, and I said to her, "What's the worst date you've ever been on?" And she said she met a guy off, I say Tinder or something like that, and they met in Starbucks, and they're like, "Oh, we'll get a drink, cool." So they got in the queue for coffee, and he reached out and he stroked her cheek gently and went, "That's where I'll be coming later."
Oh,
This was like the 3rd sentence they had exchanged. They hadn't been going on about it online. They hadn't been doing sexy talk online. It had been, yeah, we'll meet up for a coffee, have a chat. And it's like, wow, that is some misplaced confidence right there. That is.
I'd love to know what the conversation was you were having that led to you. Like, well, what's the worst date you've ever been on?
Yes, yeah, literally that. I mean, I've been on dating sites. I've seen the utter horror that ensues.
dude, these responses are great. I'll donate 500 to your Patreon. he told me let me pick this flower up for you while slowly bending down, keeping eye contact with me, and seductively showing me his beautiful ass crack. The darkness of it fascinated me. It was so mysterious. My mind inevitably started to float.
I believe that response is a lie. Yeah, so AJ, I get that I can do that and then angle the truck this way. Then I can go back in a straight line theoretically, and then but this is a very, very tight amount of leeway we're talking here. And also bear in mind, I'm now at full lock and the truck's like no, and it's about to fall off.
He has 10,000 shares of GameStop and wonders what they're worth.
But now I don't think I've actually achieved much other than just going backwards and forwards.
Asking for a friend. Fucking EA ruined BioWare and can't even fix the bugs, and that's how I met my fiance. Oh dear.
This is the
Are they
worst way to
re-releasing
think,
Mass Effect?
No, nothing.
I think they're remastering one, right? One of the older ones.
Yeah, they're remastering the first one and they're changing the Mako controls, Mako, whatever it's called,
What's that?
the big vehicle. It's very, very narrow, this as well. I really don't have much rotation room, and this vehicle has awful lock.
Oh, he said, I love cooking and cleaning. You'll never have to do anything around the house as I'm going to take care of it. He even cleared up the snail trail I left to the bedroom.
Oh no.
So I don't think I think the solution is to wedge Henry on the inside and then just drag it past.
High APM fingers.
Hi, what?
APM.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, I get the concept, yeah. I think you should point out, I said I'm going full lock and there isn't much.
Yeah, I see what you're doing. Right, stop before you go too far forward. I think the stream's pretty much in sync.
That.
No, I think you. Can you get the front end of your trailer over the edge of the bridge before you reverse it over, like before you start reversing?
Yeah.
I mean, like try and get your pivot point further forward.
Yeah, I get the pivot point. Henry, you're going to have to go round. Oh, that's Sai.
Hello,
Oh,
I've come to
okay.
watch.
Oh.
It'd be horrible
Yeah,
listening to myself on the street.
But yeah, I can get the trailer there, and that's about as far across as I can get it, right there. Handbrake on. And then you say, go backwards and essentially go that way, so the trailer starts to rotate that way, and then pull it forwards,
So
then
as
line
you're
up.
bringing, after you've brought the trailer as far forward as you can,
Yeah.
steer hard right on the bridge and bring the truck over to the far right hand side of the bridge. Then reverse it to the left hand side of the bridge. And as you're
So,
reversing
okay,
it to the
stop,
left-hand side,
because
swing-
I can't do that, because if I go full right, wait, why is my steering wheel, hold on, so my steering wheel has decided to go into the wrong
right
mode.
now go.
Hold on, hardware issues.
Okay.
Why is my
Adam, here's a,
steering wheel
Adam, here's
using...
here's one for you, Adam. I'm GM and raid leader of the top 25 raiding guild, and wow, poof, panty's gone.
Sorry, I thought these were joke ones, because...
Some of them are actually answers. Yeah, it's a bit.
Yeah, okay, Jay, so I'm full lock right, which is not going to orbit me.
Okay.
full lock
You
left,
don't
aren't you?
want full lock right. Once you've gone to the right hand side of the bridge, you want to go full lock left. So you're going to be doing the opposite.
Yeah, sorry, full lock left, which just brings the wheels straight with the bridge.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can only go backwards about half a wheel length, because then I'm off the bridge.
Yeah, that's fine.
There we
As
go.
long as I drive past you and try and pull the back end of your
and
trailer.
then straighten up. So you're shimmying the trailer over.
What
So-
if I drive past you on
yep.
your left and try and pull the trailer?
Yeah, well, go past me on my left, because that's a good place to be. Yeah, and then go back. So then go backwards and right full lock, Jay.
So you want to straighten up your truck to the edge of the bridge as much as possible each time. So the trailer's moving forward, but your truck is not actually going anywhere. It's staying in line with the bridge. So you're moving the arse end of the trailer.
Can I just try pulling the arse end of your trailer?
No, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to wedge yourself on the low side of the trailer so it can't fall over.
On the what side? On the outside.
Low side, like where it would tip. It would tip inwards. I'm
So, can you see where I am now?
yes, the other side.
See, this is where it'd be nice to have spots in the game where you could have two people come in with like a spectator and say, right, you're getting close on the left-hand side, go over to the right, or what have you.
Yeah, Adam, do you want me to be on the other side of?
Yes, please.
Right, okay.
At the moment, you've got your back wheels almost hanging off the back side of the bridge, haven't
Yep.
you? Right, can you bring your front end round so you're in line
Forwards and left.
to the left-hand side of the bridge? So you need to come forward, so you're
That's as far forwards as I can go.
hard left and forward.
No, I can't go forwards any further because the trailer will roll. That's my lot.
Hang on, stream's just catching up. Right, now hard right and reverse.
Then the truck will fall off the bridge.
No, because you're not going to go that far. You're going to eke it over very, very gently. So not going full send. You've got patience here. You need to get your truck going the opposite way of what your trailer is.
Yeah, I can't because I'm flat against the edge. I need to get a wheel off to do this. Or I need to go forwards and right, then backwards and left. But I think we might go with a plan B, which is to use a massive counterweight. Hey, Si.
There's
just-
one coming.
No, we're just talking about... I think Si will do. But yeah, this is so... I say
It's a
tightly...
technical one, and it's not.
That's what you want.
it's-
yeah, but forwards about another truck length. Cool. Now, full lock left and full throttle.
To push you.
Just to supply force in the right direction. And that. Oh my god, that was unbelievable.
I just managed to stop in time as well.
This is where I could, if I had a proper gearbox, it'd be a lot easier. But having to jiggle back and forth between brake reverse and brake and changing gears, is horrid.
Oh, you're a gear lever.
The game doesn't support it, and I don't.
Okay.
I can't move. Nothing's happening. I think you have to give me a shunt. That's good. I'm moving now. But I get turning. Like, I've driven long vehicles, you know, and more or less it's take the corner as wide as you possibly can. Hey, Henry. Which is hard because I've had to take it wide in that direction, and now I have to hug the inside of the corner, or it's going to fall off there. This is where steering wheel is a lot better than joypad, though, because you can actually hold it at a
Certain angle.
Might need a gentle bop, please. Si, if you could boot me on my arse.
Take a run up.
No, just a push is fine. I just want to.
No, that's what I've been doing, and it's not working. So
I'm slightly on the arm code, but it's not. This it would help as well if this was an all-wheel drive truck, but it's not.
Need a pull?
I'm not. Oh, touching the arm code.
Can I pull you?
You can, but just in a straight line, please.
1 sec, let me try and rearrange myself.
But yeah, this sort of stuff, single player, is horrid.
Okay, I'm going to go back to laying down and watching the stream.
I mean, I'd like to point out, Jay, I do appreciate your help, thank you. But I do want to point out, like, in reality, there are whole people who spend years learning this and courses and stuff. And they're going, hey, you have to do this in a computer game. Like, I've never done articulated lorry driving. I've never driven anything articulated that's this big.
Oh gosh, reversing accurately with
Yep.
it's hard. And when I say that, I'm referring to doing it in Euro Truck Simulator, in real life. But it's bloody confusing.
In reality, me and trailers just do not get it. It doesn't matter what vehicle it is.
So-
I friggin' hate them.
Again, it's possibly something to have on it. In reality, would a trailer... Is this not a trailer that's big enough to warrant rear axle steering?
Yeah.
To be honest, with the size of that thing that's there, would you not, in reality, have 2 trucks on it, one at the back, one at the front?
Yeah, but the game doesn't support that, so...
No, I'm saying in reality, it would be like you're saying, a dual steer trailer, but you'd have a tractor front and rear with the size of what's there.
Possibly, yeah. I am looking for some of the new mega cargo that's coming as well. I think there's mega cargo in the areas we've not been in as well. Like, it gets much bigger than this.
It's great though. It's such
Oh,
a
yeah.
great game.
Last year, there's a couple of them laying around.
I can't imagine doing.
That little set piece just now, getting you over the bridge. I mean, there's nothing else like that
No.
I've seen in gaming.
Farming simulator a bit. But yeah, no, there's not much. So I can also drive from this camera view. See, now I'm not complaining the Pacific isn't very fast. And there's also this camera view. Can you imagine doing this on internal view? You would need spotters then. Okay, full speed ahead. I forgot where we... Oh god, I had to go all the way across the dam, all the way up across the farm, take the long route. So I can't take the quick route, because the quick route is not safe. But even if my game has a limit on the number of vehicles active, I would like to have people in drones and or spotting and or helping. Like, I've been doing a little bit of profiling today because I am fascinated with the new articulated bodies, but I've got like 20 trucks in my game, but it's taking up like a third of the frame time, and that's on a good PC, so that might be beyond what we can do. And then the volumetric's taking a third of my GPU time. But it looks great. But if I don't release the game for another 18 months, we'll get 18 months of newer hardware out, so...
I might
That you're
actually
going to
pick it
have
up.
to recode the game for anyway.
Well, I mean, that's part of what I did a little bit today, is some dynamic stuff. But I am actually hoping to use the articulated body stuff in Eden, because it's really, really good. And I can actually balance physics stuff quickly. Like, I can put together a truck in an hour, and I can tune it in an hour. Whereas in the original stuff, it'd take me several hours to put together, many hours to tune it, and I would have to continually be retuned. But this is much easier, so I can just tweak the suspension up and down fairly quickly. Yeah, the thing about that truck there, Jay, it's quite important to note, it's not off-road.
No, I didn't notice. I was just saying, like, the concept of having one in front and one behind, so that you could actually steer the rear end of the trailer using the truck.
Yeah. Oh, that might be a little bit close. But yeah, mostly I'm worried about clipping the inside of the corner, and now I'm worried about rolling down that hill where they put a big divot in it just to trick me.
Yeah, and I think you've got some sort of big boulders coming up further down the hill as well that could wreck you quite violently.
Well, is that a shortcut if we just take a hard left here?
Yeah, just not in that vehicle, probably. It absolutely is. I mean, I've come up that way in a Scout. Just skip all this zigzagging nonsense and just go up the shortcuts. Actually, I've been scouting around a bit in single player, and there's a lot of really subtle shortcuts that you can barely see until you're on top of them.
Oh yeah.
But you can just about see them on the map if you peer carefully. Sort of, this is sort of the way the trees line up there looks like almost like there's a path, you know, and you go there and you see like there's a sort of dried up brook you can drive along or something.
Can I get a bump, please?
Cut out a big chunk of the road. It's
Excuse
great.
me. Yes, the map design is good. I will honestly say I think the first area has the best map design. I think it goes downhill. I think they spent a lot of time on these first maps and an awful lot less on the later ones. Now, these ones are superb. Whereas, to be fair, they've been more or less, well, they have been churning them out. And you know, they've done very well overall, but I don't think they are quite the same level of intricate detail. Like the route up to the port in Lake COVID is just ridiculous. Like all those slippery rocks, and it just feels like it never quite got tuned. Like when the Kolob and the Tartarin just kind of go, nope. You're like, yeah, I have questions about the difficulty of this bit. I try not to just pick the easiest truck, being to a great degree, the Kolob will just make everything easy. A bit slow, but easy. In this case, the Kolob's a bit long, I think, for this particular route.
You can imagine when they were playtesting, there's so many variables that, including just all the different bits of the map and the angles you can approach them, that they probably just go, right, have any of the testing team ever managed to get up that in anything? Yep, right, done. Doesn't need changing.
Yeah. I mean, unlike reality, I can assume that if I take the very, very widest corner, I'm going to make it. Because it's been designed to not have any points narrower than that. So I don't have to worry about will the truck actually fit. There are some narrow areas in the game, but they tend to be very, very obvious. Like, they are very obviously designed not to take wide trucks. Did you roll it again, Henry?
No, but I just somehow managed to hit the Armco. I'm sure it wasn't, but repair.
But like here, I know that the radius this corner has been designed with this thing in mind. In fact, I'm taking it almost a bit too well. So we have to head to the bottom of the quarry, yeah?
No.
Yeah, so Sai and Henry and Esmir and Jay, I don't think any of you guys have been to the quarry map, because this quarry is all right. It's not bad, but that other quarry is a nightmare of just Like, it was just became a graveyard for trucks.
There's a third one.
Oh, I don't think I've done that one yet. But that's
It's
why
Wisconsin.
I was amused in a positive way by when Esmir was saying how hard it was, and I was like, you're in the first area. The game just makes you reevaluate what you think difficult is. Overall, this is nothing. This is just me driving along foot flat to the floor, no problems. But in the icy areas, you come up to a corner and you start to brake and nothing happens and the truck just slides off a cliff. Or, you know, that bit looks fine and the truck, it sinks in. But yeah, it's a good game, very, very good game. As I like DDR, it's probably the best example. You think it's hard when you start, and you think it's hard when you stop. But in the meantime, you get 100 times better, and the game just throws harder and harder and harder challenges at you.
Well, that sounds perfect.
Yeah, that is. That is. I've always held up DDR as being an example of one of those
That's a
sort of
game?
perfect games where there is a 5 to 10 year learning curve. You can have fun day one, but it'll take you 10 years to get as good as you could ever possibly be at it.
Yeah, because actually, I guess a lot of games are designed. They sort of make it as hard as the best person on the dev team, and then maybe a little bit harder in case there's someone out there. But that's really naive because they're underestimating how much of their life someone's willing to put into a game. You should sort of take the view that there is no skill ceiling.
Yeah. On the day the MotoGP came out, we all went online to play, and we found some people who downloaded the demo 2 days earlier and had done nothing else but play it, hammering the designers. On Burnout, it was great when that came out. I went online and played Burnout 3 online. Now I just destroyed everyone. I was like, "How are you so good?" And I'm like, "I work here."
There's a YouTube channel, probably more than one, that's just dedicated to having developers react to people doing speedruns.
The Doom 2016 one is brilliant because you can see the guy look down and then you can hear the guy spinning his mouse, and there's a particular trick you can do, and you could just see the dev go, "Oh no." Because they've done stuff to try and stop you using that trick in the ID Tech engine. And you could just see him just go, "Oh no." And then the next thing happens, the player ricochets up in the air out of the level. This is about to get a whole bunch less fun.
Yeah, or just people sort of like wedge themselves against a wall and an air duct or something.
And wiggle.
Then, like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And they wiggle back, and then suddenly they've skipped out like 15 minutes of the game and warped over to another part of the map, and the developer's like, what?
Yep. They're always surprised because there's a Fallout speedrun like that, and I'm like, why did you make it so the final boss was killable with the start guns? I don't understand. This seems like quite a trivial balancing issue.
Are you stuck?
I am. If I could just get a very gentle bonk, I'm almost stuck. But my wheels are no longer on the floor. So I'd like to point out, you said that the diff lock works. 2 of my wheels are jammed and not spinning, and so this is and the 2 wheels in the air are. This is not a diff lock. This is a limited slip diff.
Yeah.
Or a
Yeah,
magnetic.
they just call it diff lock on the UI.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
but what I mean is, in reality, all of the wheels would be spinning, or none of them was. Yeah, the Imprezza's got a magnetic diff. That's why I can choose how much lock there is.
A GIF.
No, differential. Yeah, so I've got a basically an inline potentiometer which turns it from no clutch to full clutch, depending on how much magnetism is applied, which is great. That's how they work. There we go.
Well, made an inch of progress there.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the suspension. It's really, really, really detailed. Like, see, that's the good thing with the sci-fi game. We have the advantage that we can make silly vehicles with like exposed suspension and stuff because that looks cool. But yeah, you're gonna have to keep me moving. Unfortunately, the only trees I can winch onto are down the cliff. Wait. Okay. I'm going to try and go straight. That's looking a bit angulous. Can you winch onto the top, please, side with the crane? That's the correct angle to stop it tipping.
I can try.
Even if you just apply some weight. I mean, it's equally likely I'll just pull you forwards, but if you can try.
God.
It's a great horn, though.
Oh yeah.
So I think
Some head of one. I mean, to do.
custom horns, I think, are also important. But yeah, so you can just do it like a normal winch attachment. You can winch to any of the points.
Right, what do you want me to attach to
The top. The top somewhere, yeah.
On the right hand side, okay.
On the left-hand side.
Your left hand side.
The truck's left-hand side. Safe left. What? You can only horn rocks that don't have real physics. Can you give me a bit more slack by stretching your crane?
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's not you. That's the limiting factor.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said.
Oh, that's not true. This is a lovely lasagna. What a great kebab we've ordered. I've put too much salt on my kebab. Oh, okay. So I'm a little bit worried. If I do get too excited, we're going to see if that is a shortcut down there.
Oh no.
Oh no, 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 no.
I really wish this was all-wheel drive.
I'm not holding you back, am I?
I think you might be.
Alright, I'll tell you what,
If you let go.
push it down instead, yeah.
Who's in front of me?
Me.
You're a hologram. If you can let go, Si, I'm going to winch onto Tad, maybe. Okay, that's good. It's okay. Don't give me an unexpected force. Now, Tad, can you come back in range? So I'm going to need you to.
I'm just going to come along your right hand side.
I like that plan. So if it goes wrong, we all go down the cliff together. Yeah, Tad, you're a hologram on my screen.
Weird.
No, but I might stop you tipping to your right with a bit of luck.
Yeah, yeah, Jay. That's just how physics work. If you apply a force, a rotational force, at a point further away
Wait, so
from the fulcrum, it will just rotate more. That's just fundamental physics. Tad, do you guys see Tad as a hologram, by the way? Is it just me?
No, it looks solid to me.
Oh, that looks so cool. A little bit back foot. Thank you, Tad. Ah! Okay, we're rolling. I immediately put it into neutral. What?
No, the crane looked as though it was wandering off down the hill.
Yeah, the cranes in this game are awful. They're not properly synchronized. They are improved, but it used to be the point that you drive around and the networked player's crane was just flailing around. I'd also like to point out, I think it's been about an hour and a half since I set off on this epic journey, and that's true.
It's been long enough for me to get the rest of the quest done for you.
But at some point,
Like 2 other quests.
Jay and Esmir and Sai, I'll join your work. Is it the White Western that's broken on this level that needs recovering? I'm going backwards, by the way. Boop, 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 boop. But yeah, there's a truck that requires recovering. It's a dead easy truck to get to if you've got enough grunt, but it is very, very tricky if you don't. And it's a good truck, so it's a free truck, but I'll happily join with an overpowered truck and get it. Please do not be proud and say I don't need your help. Tad and I started to get at 11 and finished at 3:30 in the morning. Just yeah.
Oh, it was great. I only flipped like a dozen times.
That all.
But yeah, it's one of the. If you've got the expansions as well, you can get the Action and the Tartarin fairly easily too. The Action is a wonderful little truck that fulfills a lot of roles, and the Tartarin is a good scout that gets through all the petrol, diesel.
Fuel.
I'm pretty sure it's all
Whatever.
diesel. I assume so. There's only fuel. You can't choose diesel or petrol. But I said Tesla.
The Scout uses diesel.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't it not use diesel?
Also, judging by the rolling coal effects that are going on.
Yeah, I really think that Tesla should pay to get their truck in this game. They
Bitcoin. Fancy them.
but yeah, genuinely the new off-road semi would be amazing in this. If nothing else, they just need to make it ultra fuel efficient.
See, you're saying semi, so you're going all American
It's
as
not,
well.
but it's not a semi, is it? If I said semi, that means erection.
Yeah.
In your mind.
But no, if you said in American, semi is a erection and semi is a truck.
Okay.
Wait, say that again?
A semi is a semi-articulated lorry, but a semi is a semi-erect penis.
Are you talking in American? Or...
Yes. In England, neither of them mean anything.
So Americans say semi.
For erections, I believe
Lorry.
so. Mate, semi for a truck. Tad, help me here.
Yeah, you're right.
Thank you.
So,
I didn't know
works
Americans
just as
said
well as
semi.
a semi. But if you said semi or semi,
Yeah. Semi is only
would pick that
penis.
up.
Yeah, semi is only penis and semi is only trucks. Like record and
Sure.
record.
Pagan.
Unless you're Cajun. Yes. What?
You mean like record and record? One's a noun and one's a verb.
You're a verb. No, wait.
which
You're
way you articulate or enunciate the word.
It's not like record and record because you were talking about two nouns.
I know, but sometimes I like to say things wrong just to see if anyone will try and correct me.
I always will.
I know.
What's recording now?
What?
That's
To,
action, isn't it?
a record is a noun. A
Yes,
record.
Record isn't it now?
Yeah.
I love drifting around
That,
the corner.
that's the point.
Can I buy your record, please?
Oh, I thought you were saying it wasn't out. Sorry, I just put that up on there.
No, this is the exact opposite.
Sometimes, Brett, you have to listen to all the words in a sentence, not just the first ones or the last ones. Oh,
Although I defend your choice to go off half-cocked. It's more fun. Half-cocked, see what I did there?
semi.
Semi.
It's going off semi. I don't think this is going to fit around, but I'm just going to scrape
man,
it along.
Can you imagine if
It
this is
does.
the
It's
thing?
fun, but it does.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
look.
all that off-roading and it's a right angle that gets him in the end.
Yeah, I should have gone a little bit wider there.
Yeet it, yeet it.
Yeet it.
Oh.
Bit of a shove. Okay.
Half cock. I'm going to guess some guns, but I've no idea. Half cock, so you got a gun, you can cock it and you can half cock it. I've seen westerns.
Flintlock pistol, isn't it?
I thought we were going to have an argument about that, but it was just a flash in the pan.
Is that also
Yeah.
Yes.
Similar thing with a
Black
flintlock.
powder and a musket that goes off premature.
Tad, you are fucking joking, right? You are. I am not. Hold on.
That's why I'm in the lead. I'm
No.
gonna drag your butt.
No.
Are you
No.
gonna go through the farm?
Yes.
Oh.
There's
God.
no.
All right.
No, wait. That's no. If this game has a simple rule, the longest route is always the easiest one. There's no way I
That
am.
farm sucks.
It does, but that's what I've got you for. But I'm not going that way because that is like adverse camber slopes over cliffs.
Don't cut.
Yeah. They don't need fuel?
Yes, I'm down to a third.
Right.
Actually, how much have you got left, our Henry?
A lot.
Okay, because there's a garage not very far away. Okay, I'm going to stop here
But I will do.
so Henry can fill me up,
Oh crap.
and then he can go and.
Backwards.
Because we'll be going left, but if Henry carries on straight... Actually, I think there's a shortcut straight right. Yeah, if you take a right here, Henry, you can go and refuel and then meet up with us. But I'd probably leave the trailer here because then you're coming back. And I think I might need my suspension repairing. That's why I've stopped at the moment. So I'm waiting for Henry to fill me up and drop his truck off and hopefully repair my suspension. No,
You're going left here.
I will be going left, yeah. But repair and refuel me.
Oh, actually, yeah. We'll do that, mate. One sec.
I really want to play this game on a much bigger screen.
I want to play it at a much higher frame rate. That's all I want.
What are you at? Do you know?
I don't know. It's playable, but it's not as nice as playing it on GeForce now. But I can't use my wheel if I do that. So it's like I have to choose.
Can you repair me,
frame rate
Henry?
or wheel.
Yeah, one sec.
So I am running at 75, but it is quite tricky. The game is GPU intensive. And I couldn't run at 75 when I was encoding on the same computer, so I have had to get a capture system in order to do that. Henry, is my suspension knackered?
It should be fixed.
Oh, okay, I've just got the wrong icon. All right then.
I think. Well, I think I tried to repair it.
Here we go. But I love the feeling of going for a convoy. I do really, really like that, especially when, like, Henry dived off to get some fuel, and it'd be cool if people could actually move stuff out the way in advance.
Well, they can.
Yeah, but well, there's not a lot you can move. Most stuff just gets reset back.
Well, yeah, but if you've left trucks just strewn across the road and stuff, like I had to move something earlier so you can go around the corner.
Yeah. It's actually going all right, Tad.
Famous last words.
No, like, I'm not getting stuck, and I wasn't being towed. Come on, hologrammatic ghost truck.
I cannot believe I'm a hologram for you.
Oh, fuck.
That's what I guess it's because when I spawned out of the garage, I was someone parked the forklift.
I think you've been programmed not to realise you're a hologram.
Oh no.
I would get a screenshot, but it's too powerful for Discord. But yeah, your truck's a hologram, but you're not. So, big thumbs down, by the way.
Taking
So,
the left here, or you want to go straight?
no, left is worse. Shut up. No, we're not going on the coast road, is my point. Yes, I noticed this in GTA. GTA does this. Why on earth is it rendering the bottom half of your character? There's no way, under any circumstance, under any vehicle, I could see that. So it's rendering a whole bunch of polygons that it doesn't need to.
Because they're completionist. I don't know.
But it's not animated, so they're not that much of a completionist.
You can see your legs in first-person mode.
Yes, but that's fine. Tad would render his own legs, but why is it rendering Tad's legs?
In case you just happen to be going past his vehicle in a slightly higher up vehicle, looking down into his cab through the window.
Still wouldn't see the legs.
Why not?
Because it's just, you wouldn't. There's no angle at which I would see those legs. That's right, Tad. Just stay there in case I need you. But
Shame.
Does he not have
Glorious
windows?
legs.
Tad doesn't skip leg day, so I've heard.
Does he not have windows though in his cab?
But like, I can't even see my own legs from the outside, let alone anybody else's. See, that's a big rock, and I'd love if we could shove it out the way, but we can't. I will try and go around it, though. Because some of the rocks are held in place with springs. You can't just shove them.
I can see my legs. But only when I take my left hand off the steering wheel to scratch my nose. Otherwise it's blocking my leg.
Yeah, Jay has a good point. Yeah, you're right. In case the truck goes hologram and you can see through it, that's why it renders the legs.
Good reason. Because otherwise it'd be horrifying. Oh my god! It's a half person.
That looks so good.
I've currently got the sun shining off the top of the crane and stabbing me in the eyes.
Tell it that's very rude and it needs to stop that.
Have
Does
you?
this game do HDR?
It does bloom, but not 10-bit. I don't think I've played a game in HDR on my PC, apart from games I've written and I've ticked the HDR box. There just aren't any, as far as I know. Because if it's a smaller developer like this one, it means rewriting all of your shaders to support HDR. Unity has done that for you. Come on, Dad, get out of the way. Bugger. I had to change gear.
Yeah.
Like-
My things stopped working.
Again,
Stopped refueling. Yeah.
yeah, so there was a bug with that. We mentioned before where they got litres and gallons mixed up. So it transferred units of fuel, but that meant that if you were transferring 300 gallons, you could actually empty a fuel tank to a negative, or, even worse, overfuel another fuel tank so it wrapped around. But they fixed it a long time ago, but we've had a number of refuel bugs recently.
I kind of feel like it's not synchronizing with you or something, maybe.
In the game, sometimes using the hold rather than the press works, and sometimes just jabbing it works too. But remember, it's my trucks. If you quit and come back in, it should only take you a few seconds.
Try switching.
Keep still, Tack. Keep still. No. Slowly. Stop. Just let me use you as an anchor. I'm a little concerned about the arc, so I am trying to stay as wide as possible. How long did this take you to do by yourself, Tad? Did you do it in one go?
I didn't go this way, but this is probably a better way than the way I went.
Yeah. No, that coast road, like Max and I did that coast road very, very early on, and I think we both flipped into the river because it's adverse camber, and there's no guide, and there's a cliff.
I think my
Comes to
nap
the rain
type
again.
is strict. What?
Oh, ignore that. Just try again.
I did. It's like,
Hold on.
say
So,
that again.
where do we go now? Slightly right. Okay. Sorry, I need to get the angle. But yeah, reversing articulated lorries is an art, and it's one that I have never
Yes, it is.
had a reason to practice or do, apart from in Euro Truck Simulator, where I was very bad at it, but I enjoyed it a lot.
That's how you get better.
Yes.
Just keep doing it.
At least on that one, you have a single point of articulation, whereas if you got a trailer with a bogey on it, it's sort of two.
Yeah, it's like it's like
I hate that.
it's sort of
All the trailers in this game do that.
exponentially
frustrating.
difficult. It's like having to think in an additional dimension.
Oh, have you seen the videos they've got of the robot controlling an inverted triple pendulum? That's like mental.
Oh, what, making it stand upright or something?
Yeah,
That's
this is it.
That's actually quite an old trick, though. Like you can do
Yeah.
you can do it with PIDs, and they're very good at it. But yeah, the computers are very good at this sort of stuff.
Well, you could probably do it with
Maths.
like a. Well, I was going to say you're saying PIDs, but I mean, could you just do it with a like pure direct feedback loop
Well, that is a
without
PID.
without any computation at all?
Well, that is a PID. Like you just
No,
feedback
but
in.
could you do it like you could just do it with wiring?
Well, yeah. I mean, a PID is a fairly vague way of saying a feedback loop that modifies the feedback in some way, shape, or form, or none.
Yeah, you could probably do it with an analog circuit as well.
Yes. I mean, I couldn't. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't go anywhere near a soldering iron. But I mean, that's what I was doing. So I showed you the stuff with the drop ships landing. That's pretty much what that was. was a PID telling it, I would like you to drop it several meters per second. And it amused me because I'm not cheating there. I'm taking the velocity of the vehicle and I'm applying velocity at the engine points, and it will stop the ship, it will align the ship, and it will land the ship gently. And I'm curious why I found that so much easier than SpaceX. Like, what part of what I'm doing is much, much easier than what SpaceX is doing? And I'd honestly be curious to know. Other than the engines aren't as reliable or as accurate as what my ones are. Like I've done it before, like helicopter simulations and things, but like, you know, simulating, trying to maintain a velocity, a horizontal velocity, or you don't cheat and just say you're not falling. You look at the rate of change of the velocity, and then you apply a force in the other direction. You know, light up the engines. I don't actually think I can make it up this hill without you, Tad.
I know.
One thing leads to another, and level
And level what?
5.
I know some people doing self-driving cars. Was it not Waymo? It was one of the ones in London they're working for. The one guy, not one of the lead tech engineers in Burnout, went on to work for Epic, and then because they were in Guildford as well, and now he does self-driving cars. I think level 5 is a long way away in the UK because I get confused with UK road signs, let alone cars. There's one bit in Southampton where it's a dual carriageway, but you pull off the dual carriageway to the right with a tiny little slip road with a traffic light on it. So how the fucking hell is the AI supposed to know that on the dual carriageway, the traffic light that's coming up is not for you unless you're turning right? Because it's really not very obvious. And I've seen humans slam on the dual carriageway as they've seen a red light in front of them. I'm assuming what will happen is the manufacturers essentially start pushing back bug reports to the council to get the signage fixed. Oh
Yeah,
my god.
Although a problem that humans fail at, that's not really a good indicator. The machine will be bad, is it?
Yeah, but I mean, if you're taking inference from what you can see, it's extremely confusing what you can see. You have to have local knowledge, which is what happened with one of the Tesla that hit the semi. Apparently all the locals know to go slowly there because if there is a semi-truck pulling across the road, it can start when you're not there, and it will be across when you crest the hill and you can't do anything about it. So they all know to go slowly.
Yeah, and local knowledge is something that can assist an autonomous vehicle as well.
Yeah.
Although not if you're thinking in terms of it's never been. But there's opportunities to have beacons programmed in to assist vehicles and maps. You know, like just
Yeah.
maps, so they don't have to rely on LiDAR and cameras and stuff.
Yeah, well, the GM solution, I think, is entirely GPS based, but it only works on certain roads because they've programmed in all essentially the GPS locations it drives between.
The hell?
Right, and
think
what do
that's
they
GM
call
one.
that?
Shit.
No, what do they advertise it as? Like,
Uh,
how far are they willing to go with their advertising? If you see what I mean.
well, they're not calling it autopilot, which is
Right.
will be a good name, but isn't currently.
I think I need a reset, DJ.
Oh man, again.
Yeah, I had to try to make a slightly shorter cut to get around this.
Okay,
reset.
if you hop out. I wish I could give you guys permission
laugh at
to reset vehicles, like farming sim. I trust you guys. You're not random trolls. It's okay. Oh, that's wait. How did you roll it here? This is flat. Oh, wait. Oh,
No, it's not.
you filled in the ditch with the truck. I see.
Yeah.
Whoa! You just physics me backwards about 10 meters.
Oh,
I tried to pull it, and it just physicsed.
yeah. Don't. I'm not.
bad.
I'm not in it currently.
I know. I figured it would just neutral itself, and I could pull it.
No.
It turns into a fucking Cthulhu.
Because you're a client.
What?
Henry, can you please
Yep.
bring the bandit instead? It has a fuel. Let me just get it clear. It has a fuel tank built in, and it is It has a few disadvantages, mainly that it's all-wheel drive all the time and its fuel usage is quite high. But it is quite the unstoppable beast, which is my nickname at college. Okay, Tad, shall-we-go? Underlay. I don't know what that means. What does underlay mean?
Faster.
It goes underneath carpet to stop it slipping.
Ah, yeah. As ever, Sire's correct. The rest of you are wrong. What about Ariba?
Don't know.
Great.
Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, I know it's Speedy Gonzalez, but I don't know what Ariba, underlay means. I know,
Is it made up?
I don't
No,
know.
it's Spanish.
For
Is
what?
it?
Well,
Did you learn your Spanish from Speedy Gonzalez?
Arabiata is a something that Eddie Izzard talked about in one of his skits.
Yeah, the Death Star canteen, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what Arabiata is. I think it's a type of pasta dish.
That's the sauce, I think.
Yes.
Spicy,
Chicken arrabbiata.
spicy pasta. Well, spicy tomato
This
sauce.
corner coming up sucks.
Yeah.
I do think this is the way I went, and this part was one of the hardest parts.
I'm going to wait for Sai to body check the inside of the corner then. See, this is where I
Not
love...
this corner. The next corner. This corner's okay.
Yeah, even so. This is why I love this game. Like, Henry's coming with fuel, Tad's there to tow, Sai's gonna sit on the left-hand side of the trailer and block it falling. Or he's gonna... No, Sai's going to sit...
Sorry, wasn't paying attention. What's happening?
Sit on the left-hand side of the trailer, please. Please body check it.
What are you doing? You going round to the left and you're
I am
going to...
Yes. It should be okay, but rather safe than sorry. And you are my sacrificial truck.
Aww. What's that?
Get down, Mr. President.
Oh, you're so fast. You accelerate way quicker than I can.
Yeah, my top speed's for shit. Ariba, go, come on. Ariba, underlay. So apparently there was a bit of a move.
Work the paint.
There was a bit of a move to get Speedy Gonzalez banned, and apparently a lot of Mexicans just rose up and go, we fucking love Speedy Gonzalez, he's brilliant. Fuck off for you banning him. Which I liked.
I should have said
Is it
Arriba.
the Latinx words? They hate it because it doesn't make any sense in their language.
It's
They're like, fuck off with that.
Is Latinx, is that where you it's a Latino or a Latino, but you're not specifying their gender? Is that
That's what they're trying to
yeah.
make it.
Yeah,
and
because-
the
yeah.
entire Hispanic community's like, you can put that straight up your ass.
Yeah, you could do what you like in English, but like English is a massively weird language. Whereas in Italian, I think it's either German or Italian. I think it's Italian. A table is male, unless you have put a tablecloth on it, and the table will be used for dinner. In which case, the table becomes female.
Even if it's a blue tablecloth.
I don't think it matters. Yeah, basically, Tad, as soon as I get moving, I let go. That corner is tight.
What in Spanish? What gender?
Yeah, that's not a fun
is
corner.
a gender
I remember
reveal
that
party?
corner now. Still don't
Oh.
understand those, but I did hear a neighborhood got blown up by one, which makes me laugh.
Yes. We have planted 72 gender reveal parties around the city, Mr. Bond, and we will reveal the gender of each child, one child an hour, until you pay our ransom. Yeah, I did say, don't ever tell me that white people don't have any culture, because I just went to a gender reveal party to a chihuahua, and don't tell me we appropriated that from anyone.
I'm sure a bunch of people would appreciate if we appropriated it back, or put it back where it came from. So help with them.
I saw a news article today about a woman who's given birth to identical triplets, which is pretty damn rare.
Yeah, well, how does that work? What, it's
Well,
split
two
and
ways.
then it's split again? I mean, obviously, but that's...
There's two ways. There's an egg that splits in three, or an egg that splits in two, and then one of the two then splits in two.
It's more likely based on how stuff like that works.
like a Russian doll.
What?
Matryoshka dolls.
They don't split in half and then
Yes, they do.
split in half.
Yes, they do. They literally do that.
The cool ones do.
So you have one doll and it splits in half, and then inside another doll, and that one splits in half. I rest my case, Your Honour. Is it Matroika? Matroshka?
No,
It's not babushka dolls.
Matroska.
Yeah, Matroska. I was saying
Adam.
babushka.
no,
Yes.
Adam.
Yes.
You're not getting away with that.
I think
It
I am.
doesn't split in half, and then one of the halves doesn't. It's
No.
two.
Depends
The
if
internals.
you have a Dremel, to be honest.
Right.
But what happens is it splits in half, and then what comes out of it splits in half again, thus giving you triplets.
Yeah, so there's the extra step of it having a different thing inside it.
Yeah, but I didn't mention that bit, so it doesn't count.
No, you didn't. As I said, I'll always be there to correct you.
A little bit wide here. Out the way, tree. Fucking hell. This thing has no truck with trees. They're just gone.
It's designed to take them out.
So I have 2 episodes left on this
They're as
season.
logs or just
So I have 2 episodes left on this season of what's it called? For All Mankind. I'll say what we do in the shadows. No,
Oh, it's
so
getting towards the end.
I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Are there
What's the
some?
last thing that happened?
Matey Bob just smashed all the Russian shit.
Cool. I only asked you that so I can sort of vicariously enjoy your
Yeah.
glee at it.
I no, it's been great. Yeah, For All Mankind. My only complaint about it, as from a technical point of view, is I don't think they've done the low gravity effects particularly well.
Nah.
Like, I'm like,
I
oh.
don't imagine.
But I mean, I think you should have fully CGI'd that bit.
Yeah, sometimes they just seem to ignore it altogether.
Yeah.
Which a lot of sci-fi just does because it just goes, Deus Ex gravity generator. But they can't really do that with this. They just, it's like they just forget sometimes,
Yeah.
especially in the base.
Yes. Except that then they occasionally throw things along an odd trajectory and make a big deal out of it, going, look, we haven't forgotten.
Or it's like a lot of the things
Oh,
we talk about in
cutscene.
games, where they tried it and it looked so stupid they decided better to.
Yeah. Well, moon landing, moon stuff does look stupid. All
It's
right.
probably just too. If they probably got all the actors to move slowly and found it looked stupid and it was
Oh.
distracting from the story.
Is that another cutscene? Tad,
Very short one.
I'm now stuck in a menu. I was in a menu when you did that. Oh, there we go. Oh, this is the stuff you delivered previously.
yeah.
My
This is
God.
what I've been doing all night.
Oh, right. So you did it 6 months ago.
No, I did it tonight.
Oh, bless
I
you,
went and
Tad.
grabbed the trailers. I went and grabbed all the stuff. It's all ready to go.
I'm
the
glad
only
it-
problem is this is a Lasata low, so I had to bring this to connect to it to make it work.
How are you finding the Bandit, by the way, Henry?
Slower. Well, I say slower. It's not too bad.
Oh, I wouldn't have bothered bringing the trailer. It's geared up for that. Anyway, we're pretty much done now, so you can just leave it there. But we'll just hopefully you guys will get some XP
Yep.
while I just watch the ghost truck do its thing. I bet genuinely, if you've been watching this, I cannot recommend this game enough. It is a wonderful, slow-paced, slightly stressy game, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And I really didn't think I would when I first played it, mostly because MudRunner wasn't that good. Oh, look at that! 11,000 money.
Is someone skipping the cutscenes?
No, they're just really short.
Oh,
It just
yeah,
bum, bum,
they're
bum, bum.
kind of like abrupt.
Anyway, let's see how the numbers look. Mine's going to be huge because I was driving big trucks. What?
Oh, this screen is so bright.
381
Well, the only thing
damage.
left is to start moving all those trailers to sell.
There's a couple. Well, there's a couple more and other things. Anyway, thank you all for watching,
Not
guys.
many.
I hope you enjoyed our slow slog through the mud. Tomorrow will be high-speed slogging through the dust. It's Breakfast tomorrow. New patch, new levels, new trucks. So I am excited about that, and I shall be strapping myself into the chair of misery once more. But as ever, thank you for coming. Please all do join us tomorrow. And remember, it is an open server, so we have 24 slots on the Wreckfest server, and I will happily get 24 people on. So, thank you all again, and I'll see you all tomorrow.